Yo, what's up? This is B-Hop. I'd like to say, what's up, man? E-Thriller, the Black Picasso. What's going on? This is the champ, the Hall of Famer. Respect, the undisputed. Yeah.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
The Black Picasso cleaning up the sport of boxing, speaking facts over the gossip. Haters all up in the comments. I ain't here to be liked, but smash that like and noti button. We don't sugarcoat nothing, just healthy boxing discussions. E-Thriller, painting these pictures oh so vivid. Applying Duke, Coach K, that straight full court pressure. Only God could judge me, so tell these chumps ducking smoke. Remember one thing that the boxing guys don't like, ugly. Shut out Big Fish and everybody that joins the panel. For all my new supporters, sub to the channel. Like Floyd say, it's easy work. That bait jab with that left hook send them straight to sleep. Experts, we the experts. We never sugarcoat. Tune in to Black Picasso. Sit back, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Now, before I get into what I'm about to get into, I just want to make sure that each and every last one of y'all hit that like or dislike button. Don't forget to put some motherfucking Coach K Duke full court pressure on that sub button if you're new to the channel. And please be sure to ring that noti bell so you can be notified via email each and every time your boy E-Thriller, aka Hamrothstein, aka the Black Picasso, because I paint these pictures so vividly with my words on the sport of boxing whenever I feel like it. And once again, fight fans, ladies and gentlemen in the Wolf Pack, welcome back. Now, first things first, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching this live stream podcast on my YouTube account. Shout out to everybody on social media and beyond. Shout out to all my guys on the East Coast, all my niggas on the West Coast, all my niggas in the North and the South and the Midwest. Shout out to everybody across the pond. I appreciate y'all for slipping and sliding with your boy E-Thriller, aka the Black Picasso. And I've been gone for a minute, man. I apologize. I truly do. Been gone for about 7 days, and I just been kicking shit, relaxing, watching basketball, watching football. Shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. You know, we did what we did best, which is win a road game in the playoffs. Yeah, I said it. Shout out to Dak Prescott. Shout out to Jerry Jones. Shout out to the motherfucking best franchise in sports history. Yeah, I said it. But that's neither here nor there. So y'all see tonight's title of the show. It says Errol Spence is running from Terence Crawford, according to the Hall of Famer Tim Bradley, who was just inducted in 2023. So without further ado, let's get into this interview because I want y'all to hear specifically what he said, because it's one thing to hear this shit coming from a little old YouTuber such as myself. I mean, I only got a 19-part series, which is the best series on YouTube, if I must say so myself. Here's proof that Errol Spence is still ducking Terence Bud Crawford. I got a 19-part series on this shit. In fact, I'm working on part 20 as we speak right now, but that's neither here nor there. So let's hear the Hall of Famer, a man that has been in the ring with the likes of a Marquez, with the likes of a Manny Pacquiao, with a Provodnikov, and all these other great elite fighters. Yeah, I said it. In Timothy Desert Storm Bradley. DJ E-Thriller, you do not own the rights to this content. This is for educational purposes only. Roll that clip.
Errol Spence, Keith Thurman. What do you think about this fight at 154? Not for the titles. Do you think that harms Errol Spence, his legacy?
Man, Errol Spence running from Crawford. He running like a son of a gun. He getting the hell out of Dodge's way. You know, there's the only fight that you said that you wanted, man. That's the fight that you said that you wanted. That's the fight that you said that you was going to deliver to the fans. After you won the 3 titles, bro, it's been a long time, bro. You straight up lied. And now you gonna get caught out for it. Not by just me, but the fans as well.
Fucking right. Do y'all hear the frustration in Timothy Bradley's voice? Do y'all see how bad? I mean, he is truly upset because Errol Spence has not only lied to him, but he lied to everybody for the last 4 to 5 years, making all these goddamn excuses as to why we couldn't get the fight whenever we wanted to see the fight. Errol Spence was the one that said, look, I'm going to clean up my side of the street, and then I'm going to go holler at Top Rank. I'm going to go see what TC talking about, and I'm going to take that motherfucking belt. But now that the time has come, this nigga want to move up to 154 pounds to fight a mandatory that's supposed to be at 147, right? And Keith one-time Thurman, right? He's fighting him at 154 pounds with no fucking belts on the line. But you still have Terence Crawford sitting over here saying, hello, Errol Spence, I'm still waiting for you to split a block, my nigga. I mean, we can make negotiations public. We can do this shit behind closed doors. Hey, I even told Al, look, why don't we just wrap this shit? Can me, you, Earl, and my lawyer sit down in a private room and meet up and just get this shit solved? Just get everything sorted out. Terence Bud Crawford said that in that IG Live. And guess what Al Heyman said? Oh, that shit has never happened in the history of the sport of boxing. You understand what I'm saying? But listen to Timothy Bradley, Law. Listen to this shit.
Because Crawford just fought. Now he's going to come back and he's going to have a fight. But how the hell you going to go up to 54 and then come back down to 147 pounds to face Crawford? Isn't one of your brothers that's in camp with you? Isn't he at 54 as well? You just going up there for what? Because Thurman can't make the weight, or is it you that can't make the weight? I don't know what.
I think it's Errol Spence, man. And this says a lot about Keith Thurman. Speaking of him, right? Because why in the fuck would Keith Thurman take this fight? I mean, what does he have to gain besides a payday, a fucking payday in my Canelo voice? Of beating Errol Spence besides getting a payday and I guess what, bragging rights if he were to win? But I see Keith Thurman, this is a motherfucking cash grab. I think Keith Thurman is going to go in that ring and take a dive. Oh, yeah, I said it. I think Keith Thurman is going to take a dive. I don't see Keith Thurman posing any threat to Errol Spence Jr., let alone at 154 pounds. That's why Errol Spence is doing this shit. Errol Spence has to have all of the goddamn advantages lined up in his favor. I mean, it's bad enough that they gave the man special permission just to get this fight, just to fight a quote unquote mandatory with no belts on the line at 154 pounds, right? But now, Keith Thurman, you finally get this man a title shot because you claim he was running from you when you was a 14-0 prospect, when he was unified, he wouldn't fight you. So now you want to be petty and not fight this nigga. I get it. But at the same motherfucking time, what is the purpose of being in a fucking mandatory? Like, what is the logic behind working your way up through the ranks to become the number one spot as far as the mandatory with the WBC, right? So let's just say for the sake of the argument, because we already know Keith Thurman shouldn't be number one in the WBC anyway. The way that shit went down was some fuck shit. Didn't nobody agree with it, but hell, it was a tough pill to swallow, but we had to deal with it, right? But let's just say for the sake of the argument, everybody in the Wolfpack, and make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's just say for the sake of the argument that Jaron Boots Ennis just so happens to become, I don't know, the WBO mandatory for Terence Bud Crawford. How would y'all feel if WBO say, look, bud, you are the WBO super champion. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. We're going to give you special permission to fight Jaron Boots Ennis, but you ain't got to defend your WBO strap. You ain't got to defend none of this shit, bud. You can fight this guy. So even if you lose, you're still going to win in the end because you're going to have your fucking strap. And you can still possibly make this undisputed matchup between yourself and Errol Spence. How would the motherfucking Earl sexuals feel about that shit? I'll wait. I will fucking wait. Because I can hear you niggas right now. Oh my God, you niggas would be whining and bitching and moaning to the motherfucking moon, saying that, oh, how in the hell does Terence Bud Crawford, a guy that never fights anybody, a man that ain't been doing no motherfucking heavy lifting at 147, now that he is posed to fight a Jaron Boots Ennis or a Virgil Ortiz or anybody for that matter in the WBO rankings, he's not going to defend his title? You can't sit up here and tell me with a straight face that y'all wouldn't have a fucking problem with that shit. So the nerve of you motherfucking Neanderthals, you niggas make me sick because y'all are some flaming fucking hypocrites. Because look, I ain't got no problem with Earl going up against Keith because I get it. He said he would never do it. I understand it. But I ain't got no problem with Errol Spence getting a tune-up. But my thing is this. How the fuck are you going to fight a mandatory with your belts not being on the line, bro? So that's all Timothy Bradley is saying right here. He's basically saying the same thing that I've been saying for the last 2 weeks. But let's finish rolling this.
What it is. Maybe it's both of y'all can't make the weight. But the fight that we all want to see, the fight that we've been waiting on Crawford and Spence. All along, everybody said it's Top Rank's fault. Oh, Top Rank, you signed with the wrong promoter. You signed with the wrong promoter. Giving hell to Crawford. Now Crawford came up and said it on the audio, basically saying in an interview he did putting out, I think on IG or one of these social media platforms, saying that, bro, I had the money for us. I had the money secured. And obviously Al Heyman is in total control of Errol Spence. Crawford is his own boss. But he had the money to pay 20 racks, 20 million. And he didn't.
Basically, what Timothy Bradley is alluding to here was that IG Live that I covered about a month and a half ago, maybe. I think it was right before the David Avenesian fight, with Terence Crawford took to his IG Live to address all the bullshit that was being said about him during negotiations between himself and Errol Spence. And he made a point of, hey, man, I had two hedge fund companies that was willing to give us $25 million a piece. And Errol Spence stated, according to Terence Bud Crawford, and I quote, "What about the back end money?" I mean, this nigga was more worried about the motherfucking back end money. Let that shit sink in, fight fans. This nigga Errol Spence, instead of saying, look, man, I'm down with the shit, let me hit up Al and see what he's talking about, but I'm loving this 25 million. No, this nigga sit up there and said, what about the back end money? The back end money. Make that shit make sense. So that right there in it of itself lets me know that Errol Spence don't want this motherfucking fight. And speaking of Al Heyman, is he really doing what's in the best interest of Errol Spence? Because Lord knows how long this motherfucker is going to hold up in the sport of boxing. I mean, I'm just saying the man can't get out of his own way. And y'all already know what I say about Errol Spence, and I say it time and time again. The motherfucker's refurbished. Errol Spence has been in injury after injury, car wreck after car wreck, the fucking retina shit in his eye and the laceration. I mean, the injuries are just adding up, just compiling. I mean, Allen Iverson ain't got shit on Errol Spence the way that this nigga play hurt. I mean, oh my Lord. So we don't even know how long Errol Spence is going to last in the sport of boxing. So you mean to sit up here and tell me with a straight face that $25 million wasn't enough? And then this nigga Al Heyman want to turn around and say, well, why would you put a cap on yourself? Or why would you put a ceiling on yourself? Nigga, you giving me a no guarantee of what, 35%? Well, Bud didn't really confirm the percentile of the split, but we know he's going to be the B side no matter what, if and when that fight gets happen, right? Because Errol Spence is the A side. Yeah, we get it, right? But I mean, my nigga, 25 million, and y'all niggas running around here acting like y'all ain't got no money to cut us no check. But not only Terence Bud Crawford, but Errol Spence Jr., who is one of your most prized possessions at the PBC, right? Behind the Gervonta Tank Davis and the Deontay Wilder, they running neck and neck. They are running neck and neck. And you can't give this nigga a guarantee, nor can you give Terence Bud Crawford a guarantee. But somehow, some way, the Earl sexuals, along with the PBC man fans and you fucking Neanderthals, you imbeciles, will still blame Terence Bud Crawford, even though he went above and beyond to try to make this fucking fight. And Al Heyman didn't even once try to verify the funds or who was the source coming from. Yeah, they claimed they asked for it, but nigga, did you do your due diligence? Did you do your research on your end to ensure that your client, meaning Errol Spence, I mean, I thought you was supposed to work for Errol Spence, but apparently it looks like Errol Spence is working for you. I don't know how this shit goes with the PBC, but I'm just saying.
He didn't take it because he can't move unless Al Heyman says, hey, boy. Nuh-uh. You ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. At the end of the damn day. So what do I think about the fight? I think that Errol Spence won the fight. I think it's gonna be a good fight until it's not. The fight's gonna end probably from a body shot and then the follow-up punch, and then he gonna end up probably stopping Keith Thurman. You know, Keith Thurman still got some power, still got some athleticism, although he is older. And it seems like he's mentally together and he wants an opportunity, but it's just a fight. Ain't no belt connected to it. You say you want to be a champion, or you just fighting?
My thing with Keith Thurman is this, because he did all that capping prior to the Mario Barrios fight, right? Hold on, y'all, I got a burp. Hold on. Pardon me. So yeah, he did all this capping, talking about, I would love to face Terence Bud Crawford. Oh, he was motivating to see what he did against Sean Porter and all this extra shit. But whenever the time came to make the fight, this nigga done disappeared. We still ain't seen Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman had probably done, 3 or 4 interviews, if that. But whenever he's asked about Terence Crawford, he always want to, move the goalposts and say, well, naturally, Errol Spence has the majority of the belts, so I want to go for the belts. But my thing is this, nigga, you ain't fighting for the belts any fucking way now. So now what's your excuse? What is stopping Keith one-time Thurman from saying, you know what? Fuck this fight with Errol Spence right now at 154 pounds. Let me try to go get a big bag with Terence Bud Crawford, because the proof is in the pudding. Every time somebody go up against Terence Bud Crawford, whether y'all like it or not, I don't give a fuck. I am a truth teller. They get their biggest fucking payday. Facts, E-Thriller. They get their biggest fucking payday. Period. End of discussion. But not only that, Keith Thurman, you will also be getting a shot at the WBO title, which would make things a hell of a lot more interesting if you were to pull off an upset against a Terence Bud Crawford going into a fight with Errol Spence Jr. So why not just go ahead and let Errol do what he do with 154? Let him go ahead and get the tune up because his fat ass can't make weight. He out of shape. Yeah, I said it. And why don't you spin the block and try to fight Terence Bud Crawford for that WBO belt? Because you are ranked in the WBO. The last time I checked, I think you're in the top 3, right? So what's wrong with that fight? Why are we not pushing for Keith Thurman to go up against Terence Bud Crawford? Because to me, that fight means more because the belt would be on the motherfucking live. Even the belt would be on the line. Why not go ahead and petition the WBO and say, look, I want this goddamn fight. Fuck what Errol talking about. And if he were to win that fight, then, hey, man, hey, sky's the limit. You and Errol for Undisputed makes it even better than how you were originally playing this shit out because you were the one saying, oh, I don't want to fight Errol for 1 belt. I don't want to fight him for 2 belts. I want to fight him for 3 belts. Boom. This is all the shit that a Keith one-time Thurman was saying in the past whenever he was the top dog at the PBC, whenever Errol was chasing him like a dog, right? This is the shit that was going on. Keith Thurman was the man. Keith Thurman was the mouthpiece. Keith Thurman was the spokesman. Keith Thurman gave Errol Spence the motherfucking blueprint as to what he's doing right now with a Terence Bud Crawford. It's as simple as that.
That's all it is. And it's just for money at the end of the damn day. So is it for the belt or is it for the money?
Hey, yo, man, speaking of which, man, can y'all please hit my like button? It helps the channel go a long way. I know it's a lot of motherfuckers on YouTube that despise me, that hate my guts because I'm a truth teller. I don't say what the fuck they want me to say. I don't do shit for clicks and views and all this extra shit. But can y'all please still show some respect whenever you step in my motherfucking place to be and hit my goddamn like button? I got 92 people in here with 67 likes. I guarantee if I put a poll up right now, I would get more poll votes than likes because it's that motherfucking haters in the goddamn chat just hating, just soaking up game, just being fucking sightseers. Oh, I'm just gonna steal all E-Thriller catchphrases. I'm just gonna steal all his video ideas. I'm just gonna try to piggyback off the points he made. Can you please make sure you hit my fucking like button? Can we get the likes up to 100? Can we please get the likes up to 100? Because y'all know how I play. Whenever I get done popping my shit, I'm gonna read some comments and then I'm gonna open a panel. Y'all know how I play. This is the Wolf Pack. Shout out to all my members in the Wolf Pack too, man. But let's get back to this interview. Can y'all please put some respect on my like button? Pretty please. I don't want to hurt nobody. I really don't. Because holla at them dollar bill. I did nothing.
I ain't did nothing to nobody. Nothing.
But tell the motherfucking truth. That's all I do.
It's for the money. You know, and I've said this all along. You know, this interview gonna get a lot of clicks, bro. And people gonna take it and they gonna break it up because I'm speaking facts, bro.
Fucking right. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm painting these pictures so vividly, might I add. There's a Storm, the future Hall of Famer. Yeah, I said it. Shout out to you, man. It's a lot of motherfuckers like Tank Davis hating on you, Errol Spence hating on you, but them niggas ain't did half of what you did. They ain't fought half the competition in which you done fought. You understand what I'm saying? So the nerve of these niggas to be shitting on the great Desert Storm, Timothy Bradley. The nerve of these motherfuckers.
I'm speaking facts here, you know? And, you know, there's times where, you know, I might speak a little reckless at times, but this is real. This is truly how I feel, man. You know, and
one thing we can say about Timothy Bradley, whether you like what he's saying or whether you hate it, he always speaks from the heart. I know a lot of people are going to try to discredit him because, oh, they say he's a Terence Crawford guy because he helped discover him. Oh, he's pro ESPN. Oh, he's pro Top Rank and Bob Arum. But were you niggas saying that same shit whenever this man, same man right here that's speaking on Terence Bud Crawford and the Errol Spence fight and how Errol Spence is running from the guy? This is the same individual that said Sean Porter versus Terence Bud Crawford was not a pay-per-view fight. Did y'all motherfuckers have that same energy? Because I can vividly remember me doing a live stream about that shit. When he was getting on Bud, said, look, man, I like this fight, but it shouldn't be on pay-per-view. He was shitting on Bud at the moment, but I ain't hear nobody fussing and bitching and moaning on the behalf of Terence Crawford to say, oh, Timothy Bradley hating. You understand what I'm saying?
And I see past the bull crap.
Tim, how do we fix boxing right now? We're in a really weird spot. The fights aren't getting made. We have KSI out in.
Okay, so he pretty much said everything I wanted to touch on as far as that. But hey, man, this interview dropped today. This next one that I'm about to play, and oh my God, this is a gold mine. Shout out to Steven Espinoza. I really want to thank him because I've been a nigga on record of saying, look, man, this guy gives you nothing. He says a whole lot without saying anything. He likes to talk in circles. He is the king of contradiction. He's a double talker. I mean, the nigga say one thing and then he'll turn right around, not even a couple of seconds later, and discredit his entire point that he just said 2 seconds ago. And I'll be like, what the fuck, Steven Espinoza? But man, this interview that he did on Fight Hub, shout out to them. Make sure y'all go hit that like button. Make sure y'all go sub up to the channel. Support the grind. I really appreciate them, man. Because I want y'all to listen to this shit. Now, he's talking about the truth on failed Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford fight. Will the fight happen? Now, this shit just dropped today, y'all. I want y'all to listen to this shit. We're going to start at the I think the 50-second mark. DJ Thriller, roll that clip.
An impressive result.
After the fight, he told us that, hey, like, I want to make this fight. I think he's even tweeted at Spence, like, hey, I'm ready. How much is that weighing on the mind of Showtime, of PBC, and Errol, that in fact is the next fight for April or these next coming months?
Well, look, it's still an attractive fight, and no one's going to, hold grudges and say we're not going to deal with him just because the first time didn't quite go the way we wanted.
Okay, that's for all you motherfuckers that say, oh, Terence Bud Crawford should have never came out. Oh, he's a pillow talker. Oh, he's a snitch. Oh, he shouldn't have said this. Oh, the PBC will never deal with him anymore. Well, Steven Espinoza just said, look, man, we're not going to hold any grudges. We're willing to renegotiate. It is what it is.
But there are other factors now. There's been, there's a mandatory order. There's, all of that. And I think there's an assumption, oh, well, you can wave a magic wand, and make it all go away to get a Crawford fight. I don't know that that's the case right now.
It ain't. See, this is why I do. This is why I'm the best at what I do, because I am the king of whooping a motherfucker with his own words. How he gonna really sit up here and say, oh, well, it's not like we can't just wave a magic wand and make the Terence Crawford fight happen? Why the fuck y'all can't? Because the last time I checked, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know everything about the sport of boxing, but I do have common sense, and I listen to what motherfuckers say. Last time I checked, ladies and gentlemen in the Wolf Pack, and can y'all please hit my like button because my likes are still not adding up. They still not adding up. I still got over 20 motherfuckers in here. Now I ain't hit the like button, but shout out to y'all hoe ass niggas. But anyway, how you gonna sit up here and act like unifications don't trump mandatories? How the fuck is this nigga gonna really sit up here and act like we can't just go to the rules on Google and pull this shit up and read it for ourselves? Why is he sitting up here acting like Errol Spence absolutely have to face Keith Thurman? But this is the same fucking team for Al Heyman, Showtime, with Espinoza and Errol Spence, whoever the fuck his team Spence, paid step-aside money to a goddamn Stanionis not once, but was it 2 times, if I'm not mistaken? I believe Terence Bud Crawford said he paid step-aside money 2 times. Now, I could be wrong about that, but I do know for a fact that it was at least 1 time, just so they can make the fight with fucking Yordenis Ugas instead of going into a unification fight with a goddamn Terence Bud Crawford, right? Do we all remember that timeline? So why these niggas sitting up here acting like they can't pay some step-aside money to a Keith Thurman who obviously doesn't give a fuck about belts anymore anyway, because he's taking a fight that is meaningless. This fight is shit. This fight does nothing, and I repeat, nothing for us real and unbiased and objective fight fans in the motherfucking world. This fight does nothing. Yeah, it looks good on paper, but we all know what's going to happen. We know Errol Spence is going to beat the fuck out of Keith Thurman. I'm not buying none of that bullshit some of you niggas are selling. I think Keith Thurman is done. I think Keith Thurman is over the hill. He's going to come in. He's going to look good for the first 1 or 3, maybe 1 or 3 rounds. But at the end of the motherfucking day, whenever Errol Spence come out with that predictable ass offense, jab, hook, jab, hook, nut shot, repeated nut shot again, is going to weigh on fucking Keith Thurman. It's going to slow him down. And then before you know it, he's going to go to sleep experts. I got Errol Spence stopping Keith Thurman, especially at 154 pounds with no straps on the line. This nigga is playing with house money. I mean, he just going to eat this nigga alive, man. I'm just not buying this bullshit. But hey, unifications trump mandatories, right? They Trump mandatory. So can y'all not go ahead and try to make the fight with Bud? But I get it. Errol need a fucking tune-up. All of a sudden he needs a tune-up without even actually saying that he needs one. It is what it is.
Now, I think it's not as simple as that. But look, I have no doubt, there's no one on this side, from Errol, most importantly, to everyone else, that is, throwing that opportunity away. I mean, they're still looking and saying, look, this can realistically be made, great.
I don't think so, because I'm one of the ones that said, look, man, if Errol is going up to 154, I don't see him coming back down just to fight Terence Bud Crawford. I don't. Because what is the purpose of moving up to 154 if you ain't fighting for no fucking belt? You ain't fighting no real 154 pounder. You're fighting Keith Thurman. Both of y'all niggas are moving up to fight at a weight class that y'all never fought at. But instead of doing that shit that's how it's supposed to be done, because they gave this nigga special permission not to defend his belts against his mandatory. So instead of fighting at 147, they said, look here, Errol, we'll coddle you. We're going to continue to protect you. You are the most protected fighter the sport of boxing have ever seen. And I said, he ain't even close. He ain't even fucking close. So instead of doing what's supposed to be done, we're going to let you do this whole shit.
Now, having said that, nobody wants to go through that experience again. And I know, look, there's a lot of different versions of what happened. I know on this side, it felt like the rug being pulled out from under us with very little notice. And, so, yeah, there's a little damage control to be done there, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to jump back into the negotiation if there's an opportunity to do so.
Yeah, a lot of people felt that him doing that pretty much killed the fight, because on your guys' sense, like you mentioned, pulled the rug out from you guys, and you guys like, well, why are we going to do business with a guy that does this? So in fact, that maybe it did hurt a little bit, but that's not going to stop the fight being made, or it does present a difficulty, like a new.
I think. Sorry to cut you off. Yeah. I think there's got to be a different dynamic, and there were certain points that, there were a range of issues that Terence brought up that really didn't get resolved, and they.
Okay, so that kills the whole narrative of everybody saying, look, the PBC, along with Errol Spence, Showtime, and Al Heyman gave Terence Bud Crawford everything he wanted, but he did not sign because he just stated right here that there's things that Terence Bud Crawford was asking for that we still didn't get cleared up. Let me rewind that. I just want to make sure I heard that shit right. Y'all let me know in the chat. Let me rewind this shit about 10 seconds. Let's run it.
There were a range of issues that Terence brought up that really didn't get resolved, and they
said there were a range of issues that Terence brought up that didn't get resolved. Kind of funny that everybody keeps saying that he got everything he wanted. Kind of funny. How does that shit work? Make it make sense.
Lingered out there, and then then things all fall apart. So no one wants that dynamic again. So I think in order for this to be a productive thing to get forward, I mean, there's got to be a different way of going about it, than sitting there and sort of moving incrementally an inch at a time over months and months. So if this is going to get done, look, we all know what the issues are. We all know what a basic structure is. Either people are interested or they're not, because no one wants to waste any more time.
Okay, so if you know what the issues are whenever it comes to making a fight between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Bud Crawford, then why in the flying fuck have y'all not restarted negotiations? Even if Errol Spence is going to take this motherfucking tune-up fight at 154 pounds, what is wrong with Steven Espinoza, along with Al Heyman of the PBC, sending a new revised offer sheet or the same one back to Terence Bud Crawford? Because you niggas were the ones that said, hey, we gave him everything he wanted. You niggas were the ones that said, oh, man, he agreed to everything, but he didn't sign the motherfucking contract. Okay, so if you know what issues need to be ironed out, then what is stopping you guys from ironing the shit out? Why do we have to wait for Errol Spence to fight Keith Thurman, and then we got to wait until the middle of May again, June, July, August, September, October, and then before you know it, the fight ain't gonna fucking happen in 2023 yet again any fucking way. What is taking so goddamn long? If y'all know what's the holdup, I don't get it.
So if he's interested, look, there's no perfect deal. There's an old saying, a good deal is a deal where everybody's unhappy.
Yeah, that's true.
So, instead of trying to get the perfect deal, let's do the best deal we can in the circumstances before this thing, passes its expiration date.
Crawford has said that, yeah, like the negotiations was dragging on. You being on that side, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah,
I think
Y'all listen to this. This is where it gets good. Listen to this shit. Listen to him, y'all.
I mean, look, again, I don't want to get into point fingers and inflame things, but
notice how he just said, I don't want to get into pointing fingers. Nigga, you threw Bud under the bus not even a couple of weeks ago. You pretty much pinned every fucking thing as far as negotiations being failed on Terence Bud Crawford. Now you want to double back and say, look, I don't want to point fingers. Nigga, you already been doing that. So go ahead and just let it all out. Tell your motherfucking truth. Even though Terence Crawford never once mentioned your name in his IG live, he never once mentioned Steven Espinoza. Shout out to my nigga D Young. He the one who brought that to my attention weeks ago. And I'm like, you know what, D? You right. That nigga never mentioned Showtime. He never mentioned the network. He never mentioned Steven Espinoza. But for this nigga to sit up here and act like he know everything that's going on is beyond me. It's really beyond me. But anyway, let's run it.
I think if you ask this side, I think a lot of the dragging on was due to Terrence's own asks and, the timetable, in which he was responding.
Question. How long did it take for y'all to revise those offer sheets? Because he's just sitting up here. He's being so motherfucking one-sided. I mean, this shit is laughable. Please don't make me fart from laughing so hard. Pretty please. God damn, Steve. I mean, can you be more biased? Why don't you? Right? This nigga just sat up here and said this dumbass shit as if, hey, man, when you gonna tell us what was the date that you sent the revised contracts or offer sheets, whatever the fuck you want to call them? When did you send that shit to him? And then when did he get it and say, okay, I don't like this shit, so let me send it back and see if they'll switch this? He's not telling us any of the PBC side. It's only about the Terence Crawford side. I don't get it.
It seemed that a lot of time would go by after each offer. And there was just, a stubbornness that dug in on certain points that we thought shouldn't have been insurmountable. So, look, I'm sure he's got a different take on it, but there should be.
Of course, he's got a fucking different take on it, you fucking weasel. He did an IG live about a month and a half ago telling his side of the story. What do you mean? I'm sure he has a different take. You think? I mean, do you think? Really? God damn.
We know what the issues are. There's nothing new. These are all issues that other big fights have faced. So we should be able to run. But the thing is, nobody wants to get back and, sit there and be in this soap opera of, weeks and weeks of negotiating.
Okay, so earlier, whenever the interview first started, he said he was okay with going back into negotiations. Oh, it's a great fight. We don't want to turn it off. And then now he's saying, look, we don't want to be involved in the soap opera. I mean, which one is it, Steve? Which one is it, you fucking weasel? I mean, when a nigga full of shit, right? When he can't even look a man in his eye when he talking. He's just looking off and doing all this extra shit. No, Steve, look directly at the motherfucking interviewer asking you these goddamn questions. Steven Espinoza is full of shit. And this is why I don't respect anything he say. And this is where most of you niggas get y'all fucking insider information behind the scenes from. This untrustworthy motherfucker. Listen to this nigga, y'all.
So, if we're going to jump back into it, let's jump back into it and get it done quickly.
There's been no re-engagement from either side yet?
Not that I'm aware of, but again, there are sometimes conversations that are going on, that don't go through me. So, maybe on the PBC side, maybe in Al or TGB, there could be conversations there.
Stop it right there. If you're not privy to every fucking thing that's going on in negotiations, then why the fuck are you speaking on it? I'll wait. I will fucking wait. You see, this is why I just said a couple of minutes ago, this nigga don't know shit. He just making up shit on the fly. I think he know a little bit, but I don't think he knows everything. I think Al Heyman ain't communicating with this motherfucker. Who the fuck is he? He just a nigga that cut the checks. He ain't in negotiations. He don't know what's going on between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford and Al Heyman. He don't know what the fuck going on. He just here to do damage control to make the Showtime brand and the PBC brand look better than what the fuck they supposed to look. That's all he's doing. All he's doing is saying a bunch of bullshit that we really don't even know about because this nigga's full of shit.
He says the reason why it didn't happen was two things, which ultimately one he agreed on. No guarantee, which he said, and he stated, that's kind of weird. No other fighter gets no guarantees for a fight, but you know what? I'll take it. Second point is the transparency. Can you speak on that, and what would you say to those?
Yeah, well,
And speaking of transparency, I would like a little bit more for y'all to hit my goddamn like button. How is it that I got 121 people in here with 91 likes? I still ain't got up to 100 likes. That means it's a bunch of motherfuckers in this bitch that really don't rock with me. Just in this bitch watching, just in this bitch sightseeing, but I still get paid for my watch hours. I really appreciate the watch hours. But can y'all please hit my goddamn like button or the dislike button? Pretty please. I mean, goddamn. What does it take?
Nigga be all online, have y'all laughing and shit. You don't even want to spend $9. You don't want to buy one song for $128. Get the fuck right now. But you always want to come on my live and look at me. But you always want, but you can't spend $1.50 on a song.
You motherfuckers can't hit the goddamn like button. Can you please hit something? Damn.
look, we don't have to address the first point that much because, you know, there's been a lot of promoters and fighters that come out and say it's not that unusual to fight without a guarantee. It's absolutely not. You know, and in fact, pay-per-view guarantees didn't even start coming into existence until about 3 years ago.
This nigga just sat up there with a straight face. It said pay-per-view guarantees didn't even come into fruition until what, 3 years ago? So what the fuck was going on with Mayweather fights when he was fighting Robert Ghost Guerrero, Canelo Alvarez, motherfucking what's the nigga name? Conor McGregor, Manny Pacquiao, all these other fights that he fought, Andre Berto, that was beyond 3 years ago. This nigga really gonna sit up here and say that niggas wasn't getting guarantees for pay-per-views? Listen to this bullshit, y'all.
Like, so the reality is, for the longest time, for the bulk of the pay-per-view business, there were very, very few guarantees. So now to come in and say I'm the first one in history that didn't get one, that's just factually absolutely incorrect.
Terence Bud Crawford, for the record, ladies and gentlemen in the Wolfpack, he never once said that he was the first one not to get a guarantee. He just said, hey, I'm not used to seeing a fight of this magnitude, you know, two fighters not getting a guarantee. That's what he said, just to paraphrase what he said. He didn't say, oh, I was the first fighter in the history of the sport of boxing not to get a guarantee. He never said that, Steve.
I can give probably off the top of my head 20 different fights. There have been, you know, fights, there have been Tank Davis fights where he didn't get a guarantee. You know, there have been.
Tank Davis didn't get a guarantee? Really? Somebody in the chat, let me know, because maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm overlooking something. But I know my research game is impeccable. Like I do a lot of fucking research. Y'all, I mean, you have to know this if I'm able to put together the type of videos that I put together, right? But the last time I checked, I ain't never heard of Tank Davis, at least on a pay-per-view fight, not getting no fucking guarantee, let alone Floyd Money Mayweather. When did Floyd not ever get a goddamn guarantee for a fight? I mean, somebody help me out in the chat, because once again, I don't know everything about the sport of boxing. But I mean, goddamn, shit, what the fuck are we talking about, Steven? This nigga said that Tank and Floyd, and then not only that, he said 20 other people. Okay.
Been Mayweather fights where he didn't get a guarantee, you know. So look, that perspective is just flat out wrong. The transparency is absolutely baffling. He got that in black and white. Seen the contract, it's there in black and white.
How can he get in the black and white when you just said about 5 minutes ago that there was some lingering issues that was not resolved for Terence Bud Crawford? Which one is it, Steven? 1 minute you said, look, man, he didn't get what he want. And then the next minute now you're saying that he did get what he want. Like, which one is it, Steven?
You know, and the reality is the way we would have to account, like we collect the money, we do the accounting. You can't do an accounting without being transparent. Now, it depends what transparent means. So most people.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. This nigga is so full of shit. Yes, you can. Stop it. You fucking weasel. You Neanderthal. You fucking habitual liar. Can you stop please lying to us? Can you please stop insulting our intelligence like we don't know how to put two and two together, Steven?
People, it means transparency means I know what the revenues are. I know what the expenses are. I know what the deductions are. It's all out in the open. Now, that has never been an issue on this fight or on any other fight that we've been involved in. You know, if transparency means something else.
Yeah, he wants the power to at least know of expenses and ask
now here's where it gets a
Okay, so now pay attention to how he started reaching. He gave the absolute worst possible scenario that a Terence Bud Crawford would do. Listen to this shit, y'all.
A little bit complicated. If you're saying I get the right to approve expenses, first of all, I have a problem with that because what's going to happen?
Okay, so if you have a problem with it, then what makes you think we are supposed to believe that y'all gave Terence Crawford everything that he wanted in that last revised offer sheet? What makes you think we're supposed to believe you whenever you just said you had a problem with Bud asking for transparency?
Happen when I tell you, okay, this is what TV production costs, and you say, no, I think it'd be cheaper. So wait a minute, now I can't produce it. We've been doing this quite a while. I know what it costs. And so if it costs pretty much the same as it does for other big pay-per-views, there's an industry standard. We're not going to go into a promotion and have the risk of someone saying to us 2 weeks out, no, I don't like that contract, I'm not signing.
Do we really believe that Terence Bud Crawford, the boogeyman, aka the illest nigga from Nebraska, aka the most feared boxer in the sport, yeah, I said it, and I didn't stutter. Do we really believe he's going to be worried about the broadcast expenses? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, you want to talk about reaching? Gary Payton ain't got shit on this nigga. Motherfucking Scottie Pippen, Alonzo Mourning, Hakeem Olajuwon, any nigga that led the league in steals ain't got shit on Steven Espinoza. What is he talking about? Do we really believe Bud will go that far and then 2 weeks prior to the fight say, look, I'm not going to fight because I don't want to sign off on the goddamn broadcast expenses. Really? Really?
Or go into it and say, oh, we're waiting for a fighter's signature and it's fight week and I don't know when he's going to get around to reviewing this expense and approving it. Like, it's just not a realistic way to do business. Like, you've got to have a certain level of trust. And there are certain protections, disclosure you can do up front. But the reality, is to be able to approve everything along the way. There's no one who's ever going to do that, because the reality is there's no way that people are going to go into it, start spending a bunch of money, go into a promotion, and then let's say 2 weeks out, somebody gets, bug up their ass about an expense and says, you know what, I don't think, I don't want you to spend any more marketing money.
Let me help you out, Steven, because I know how all this shit can be solved. Why not just give a man a guarantee? Because he never had an issue with Bob Arum because he was getting a guarantee of anywhere between $3 to $5 million per fight. He got $6 million against Sean Porter, his last fight at Top Rank. Give the man a guarantee. That way he ain't got to worry about no fucking transparency. That way he ain't got to approve media broadcasts and concession stand prices and fucking vending machine prices and parking lot ticket prices and all this extra shit. Just give the man a goddamn guarantee. Keep him as the B-side, wherever that percentage was, whether it was 35%, 40%, 45%, hell, I don't fucking know, because Bud never came out and said what his percentage was going to be. But just give the man a guarantee. And hell, while you're at it, why don't you give the big fish a guarantee as well? Because I can bet your bottom dollar that Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman, both of them niggas going to get a guarantee. Now, I'm not sure how much it's going to be, but I'm for certain, y'all can book it, that Errol Spence Jr. and Keith Thurman are going to get a guarantee. And I ain't trying to hear no shit about, whether it's because they with the PBC, Al Heyman is going to look out for them. Fuck all that goofy ass shit.
Like, who's going to go into a deal where you are at someone else's mercy until the very last second?
Was it to that point where he said, I want to be able to prove this, and that? Or was it,
well,
just wanted to know what was...
I'm not going to get too far into the specifics, but the reality is, if you're asking to approve expenses, the question is, okay, what if you don't approve? What happens? We saw this, and here's a great example, Mayweather-Pacquiao. Now, you remember it well. So we had this weird situation where the tickets were not released until about 10 days before, a week up. Why was that? Because the parties had mutual approval, and they reached an impasse.
Nigga, are we really going to sit up here and act like those tickets wasn't going to sell out, whether they got released the day before the fight, 14 days before the fight, 2 months before the fight? We're talking about Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, the fight of the century. So you using that as an example to make this shitty ass point just to try to discredit the Terence Bud Crawford for wanting transparency is bullshit. It's bullshit.
And everybody was screwed. That is the cautionary tale. Like, so there, it's great to say, okay, mutual approval. Okay, but what if you don't approve? What are the repercussions there and how is it resolved? If your position is nope, it's got to be mutual approval and I have the ability to blow it up at any point up until fight night, you're not going to get a lot of people who are taking that deal. Because you'll end up with something like Mayweather Pacquiao, but worse. You know, in that case, you know, the ticket demand was so high it didn't really matter, you know, in some sense.
Exactly. So you just making that shitty ass point is just null and void. I mean, why even bring it up? Because you just said it was a high commodity. Everybody was gonna buy that fight no matter when y'all released their fucking tickets. So why are you comparing this shit to Terence Crawford and Errol Spence?
And a lot of the tickets were spoken for anyway. But it was an ugly situation. And so you can't be in this where someone is going to have the ultimate leverage. There's got to be, hey, okay, if the two promoters can't agree, then the network breaks the tie. Or there's got to be some way of resolving it. But just saying, hey, everything, unless one of the fighters approves every last penny, everything grinds to a screeching halt. You know, that's not a realistic way to make a deal. And that's not a realistic way to do a boxing promotion.
Can you call him and tell him, yo, let's work this out so we can finally
Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this shit. Because he's basically admitting to what Terence Crawford was trying to do with Al Heyman, not once, but 2 fucking times. He said it in his IG Live. Let's listen to this shit.
Look, I think that's the way it has to go is, you know, you laugh and people use the metaphor, but maybe we all need to get in the room and lock the door and, you know, spend 8 or 10 hours. And if we don't have a deal, then everybody goes off and lives their life.
Isn't that what Terence Bud Crawford tried to do with Al Heyman? Allegedly. Didn't he say, look, man, I hit up Al and say, look, man, things are going slow. Just to paraphrase what he said in that IG Live. Look, man, why don't I fly out there with my lawyer and you call up Earl and we meet and we just figure this thing out? Al Heyman said his mother wasn't feeling real. That's what he said the first time. So Bud said it again, like, look, man, shit not going right. It's going slow. Negotiations are stalling. Let's just go ahead and wrap this thing up. Why don't you get Earl on the plane? I bring myself and my lawyer and we figure this shit out. Al Heyman hit Bud with the look, man, that shit ain't never happened in the history of the sport of boxing, not even with Mayweather and Pacquiao. But now here you have a couple of months later, Steven Espinoza basically using this as a metaphor, like, look, man, maybe everybody just need to get together, lock ourselves in the room for 8 to 10 hours and figure this shit out. And if we can't figure it out, go our own separate ways. And that's all what Terence Crawford was trying to do to begin with. But you fucking Aerosexuals, you Neanderthals, you goddamn imbeciles didn't even give him credit for that. Y'all niggas still gave Al Heyman and Errol Spence a pass for the fuck shit. The man was doing any and everything within his means to try to make the fight. He brought $50 million to the table. He tried to meet up in person not once but twice. You understand what I'm saying? Just to make the motherfucking fight. But he don't get no credit for that. Everything is Terence Crawford's fault. Everything is Bud's fault. Shit don't make no sense.
You know, but I think there's got to be something to change the dynamic and change the pace of things.
This by the end of this year, are you fairly confident we get it, or you're kind of like, ugh?
You know, it's a tough one. Something has to change. You know, we can't just repeat the same dynamic before. You know, Spence was done with his deal. I think PBC terms we weren't that far apart from having terms, you know, resolved. So it's imminently doable. It's not something in the abstract that I could look at and say, look, we should be able to work this out in 2 or 3 hours. But that requires, you know, some trust, some give and take, and that's been a little bit difficult to get in this situation.
This man just said that this fight can be worked out in 2 to 3 hours. So why in the fuck did it take all the way from what, May up until what, when Bud announced the Avanesian fight for y'all to still be negotiating? I mean, that just leads me to believe y'all niggas didn't want this motherfucking fight any fucking way. Steven, all this interview is doing is exposing the bullshit that y'all been selling us for months on top of months, bro. That's all you doing. I really appreciate it, though. I really do.
You know, at this point, Errol's been very clear. He doesn't want anything other than big fights. He doesn't take tune-ups, not even after car accidents, not even after time off. So it's going to be a big fight. You know, whether it's, you know, Keith Thurman, whether it's, you know, somebody else down the line, you know, it's going to be one of a handful of names that everyone expects him to fight, you know, and do that.
Have you gotten any indication from him that he, like, I know we've always heard this thing like he doesn't like Thurman because Thurman never gave him a chance when it was his time. He's not going to give him a chance. Have you heard from Spence that like no, like Thurman's not an option? I won't fight Thurman.
No, look, I've heard what he said publicly, but at the same time, we also the situations, business is a powerful, persuasion.
Money.
Yeah. So look, I think if it's the best business opportunity for him, there's probably some satisfaction that he would get if he's able to get in there and beat Keith Thurman. So look, there's definitely some grudges held and some resentment, and sometimes that makes for the best fights.
How likely is Jerron? Like, do you think he?
All right, I'm not trying to hear about no fucking boots, man. Shout out to everybody in this bitch. Make sure y'all hit that like button. What I'm about to do is, because I think I done cooked on this shit long enough, I got 149 people in here with 119 likes. My likes still not adding up. So I'm going to read a few comments, man, and then I'm going to let some of my panel members come on and rock out for a little bit because I ain't going to be on this bitch all night, man. Let me see, man. Let me see. Let me remove this shit. Back to the comments I go. Let me start from the top, man. Pardon me, y'all. Give me 1 second. It's saying I got over 250 comments, so I ain't gonna be able to read all of them, but I'm gonna try my absolute best. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I'm scrolling to the top. All right, man. Shout out to my guy LaRun9817, one of my day ones in this bitch, man. He said he Thriller the Wolfpack. Let's get it. What's popping? How are you, man? This is Rob. I see you, boy. What up, DeMarcus? I see you. Boxing Guy 7. I see you, boy. Shout out to the Queen Miss Fistiana Fights in the building. How are you, kind ma'am? I hope you had a lovely Tuesday today. Shout out to my guy from Texas, man, Ray Hall. He said, let's get it, true spitter. Hey, I appreciate it, my brother. Boxing God said, let's get it. Thriller the Black Picasso painting these pictures of the sport of boxing. I appreciate it. Shout out to my nigga Al Mullah for that $2 super sticker, man. I appreciate your love and support, man, because you always show up and show out for your boy Thriller, a.k.a. the Black Picasso. So y'all already know I got to get you right, fam. What's popping?
Everything gonna be alright. I got a feeling everything gonna be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Here we go.
Already, man. Shout out to my nigga Young Money. I appreciate your love and support, fam. You already know what time it is, my brother. Shout out to my guy D Young, man. He said smash the motherfucking for my brother, man. I appreciate it, fam. Man, these niggas do not hit the goddamn like button, man, for your boy Thriller. It is what it is, though. Young Money got his popcorn ready. Shout out to my guy Massachusetts, Friction and Growing. What's popping? He said salute. Shaking, man. What's good? Let me see. What up to Bill's Boot Camp? He said salute, fam. How are you, kind sir? What's popping? How you feeling? What up to my guy, Baby Juju, in the motherfucking building? He said the GOAT is back. I appreciate it, my brother. I appreciate it, man. What's popping? How are you, kind sir? What up to my nigga Lost Art of Boxing? I see your boy. He said, what's good, fam? What's popping? What's shaking? What's cracking? What up, Zach? I see your boy. Try to speed through these comments, man, so I can drop this link for y'all. What up to my guy Marquise James, man? He said, salute E3. Salute to the Wolfpack. How are you, kind sir? Salute. What up to my guy Ramon Turner? He said, laugh my ass off, but the Chiefs exist, so the Cowboys can't be. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you like this, bro. If that version of the Cowboys show up for the rest of this playoffs, we win in the Super Bowl. If that version of Dak Prescott shows up for the remainder of this playoffs, we going to win the motherfucking Super Bowl. And I already know what y'all saying. Oh, you just like all the other Cowboy fans. I'm really not. I'm one of the most fucking realest Cowboy fans that you will ever speak to. I'm not the nigga that's going to say, oh, yeah, we going to win the Super Bowl every year. I'm not that type of Cowboy fan. If we suck, I say we suck. If we playing well, hey, I say we playing well. And yesterday we looked pretty damn good, and we shut down the GOAT. We shut down the GOAT and Tom Brady. Shout out to my Cowboys, man. Shout out to the whole Cowboy Nation, man. We in this bitch. What up to Calvin? He said, what's up, E-Thriller from Chirac? Man, shout out to my niggas from Chi-Town, man. What's popping? I don't really get a lot of subs from Chi-Town. Shout out to my niggas from the Chirac, man. Stay safe up there, bro. I know y'all be wild like a motherfucker. Shout out to my guy, though, Calvin, man. I see you, boy. Boxing guy said we are sending y'all home next weekend, so enjoy that Tampa Bay win. 49ers, we're going to add number 6 to the mantle. Ain't that a bitch? Damn. Okay, then. Okay, we gonna see. We gonna see. What else on my guy, Ant Jackson, man? He said, what up, big homie? What's popping, fam? Shaking. How you feeling, bro? What up to my guy, True Bum 3? He said, Earl looking fat as shit. Yeah, man. Motherfucking running on the beach and shit. Fat, out of shape. Ain't an ab in sight. Nigga look like me. You understand what I'm saying? What up to my nigga IOTBA Boxing Talk, man? He said, salute E3, salute to the chat. What's popping, fam? Pardon me, y'all. I got a burp. Hold on. Excuse me. What up to my guy, Salah? He said, because Keith had no options if he didn't take it plain and simple. What you mean? Explain yourself. Why you say Keith Thurman ain't got no options? Because last time I checked, Bud want to fight him. Jerome Bruce Ennis want to fight him. It's a lot of niggas that want to fight Keith Thurman. Why you say Keith Thurman ain't got no options? Hell, shout out to my guy Blair the Flair Cobbs, a.k.a. Business Blair. He said he want to fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman has options. That motherfucker just don't want to fight nobody unless he getting $10 million. That's the problem. Shout out to my brother in real life, man, General Big Fish. He said, what up, Ham? What's popping? How are you, kind sir? Shout out to my brother, General Big Fish, man. What up to my brother, Rebel Life Boxing? Make sure y'all go sub up to the Rebel Gang. He said, salute Thriller. How are you, kind sir? Who haven't I got? Hold on, y'all. Let me check on something real quick. My goddamn like still ain't adding up, but it's cool. It's cool. Maybe I'll get to 200 before the end of the show. Let me see. Who haven't I got? What up to my nigga Dan 10? I see he said, Thriller, no one. Illa, salute. What's popping, fam? What up, Dario? He said, salute to you, Thriller, in the chat. How are you, sir? Shout out to my guy Candy Slim 501 for that $2 super chat donation. He said, could Bud say he wants boots at 140? Makes no sense. It don't make any fucking sense, bro. I mean, these niggas will be bitching and moaning and crying to the boxing gods. If Bud were to not to defend his belt against a Jerome Boots Ennis, but he's the WBO mandatory, can y'all imagine the bullshit, all the fucking videos that these niggas will be putting out? But shout out to you, bro. I appreciate it.
Y'all gotta hype my man up. Hype him up. Hey, hustle man. The damn dog ain't doing nothing, man.
Yeah, shout out to my nigga Vincent Roof, man, one of my members of the Woodpack, man. He said, what's good, Woodpack? How are you, kind sir? What's shaking? Salute, fam. Shout out to my nigga Chase That Coin. He said, what up, E3? What up, though? What's happening? What up to my guy Gino? I see he said, salute, my bro. What's popping? Who haven't I got, man? Damn, my shit lagging. Shout out to XX Strata, GXX. I ain't never seen you in this bitch, boy. He said, back end money. LOL, we know Spence likes to fight one time a year. Facts. Nigga worried about back end money. Nigga, you had 25 M's on the table, and you asked Terence Crawford about the back end money? The back end money. Make that shit make sense. Shit crazy. What up, Counterpunch? He said, why don't Bud just offer Keith Thurman 10 M's to fight him plus a shot at a title? Hey, man, I ain't worried about that. I ain't mad at that at all. Why not? I'm with that fight. I just said it earlier. Look, why not? If you're Keith Thurman, fuck Bud. If you're Keith, shouldn't you want to be fighting for fucking titles at this point in your career and a payday? Because you can get 2 for 1 going up against Terence Crawford. Because I don't think he's going to get his biggest payday fighting Earl. But I damn sure think he'll get his biggest payday for fighting Terence Crawford. I'm just saying, the proof is in the pudding. Good point, the Counterpunch. Salute. His Grace said Al getting a 2 for 1 with Spence and Keith. Yeah, man. I guess so, bro. I guess. General said, I'm offended. Shit. What up to my nigga Big Blunts in boxing? He said, salute to E-Thriller in the chat, painting the vivid pictures this evening. I appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you for pulling up. What up to my nigga QT? He said, any PBC fighter that get a deal to fight Crawford on BLK Prime, getting that Ivory Red Cash treatment. Shit. Yeah. Yeah, hey, that's another story, man. Shout out to the Spit Bucket. They broke that story, I believe, late last night or some shit like that about his promoter trying to get 50%. He changed up the contract on the nigga and shit, man. It's a dirty game in the sport of boxing. But y'all wonder why Terence Crawford wanted transparency. You fucking kidding me? Nigga on promoter try to pull some fugazi ass shit. Shit crazy, bro. Good point. Great comment. What up to my nigga D-Rock TV? He said 402 was popping. How are you, kind sir? Shout out to my niggas from the Blaster, man. I see y'all. Y'all already know I fuck with y'all because y'all fuck with me. Let me see, man. Shout out to my favorite Errol Spence fan, the BFB Master Cures in the motherfucking building. I see your boy was popping. How are you, kind sir? Chase that corn said Thurman has no fault in this, bro. Thurman is getting ready to take on Spence no matter what. Why he ain't got no fault in this shit? I'm not buying that shit because Keith Thurman was the nigga that called out Crawford. It wasn't the other way around. Keith Thurman was the one that said after he fight Mario Barrios, because he needed a tune-up, that he would go into a fight with Terence Bud Crawford in June or July. And then it went from there to, I want to fight Errol Spence and all this extra shit. But now that he's fighting Errol Spence, nigga, the belts ain't on the fucking line, so why not try to fight Terence Crawford to get that WBO belt, and then you could spin the block on Errol Spence and make an easy fight for Undisputed, because once again, that fight is on the same side of the street. Last time I checked, ain't this what y'all niggas tell me? I'm just saying, what the fuck is Keith Thurman in this shit for? I totally disagree with you, bro, but salute. Let me see. Who haven't I got, man? Who haven't I got? IO said, what IO say? He said, I heard it all. He said, I heard it all. He want Thurman to say, forget Thurman, fight Crawford. You mean forget Spence? Fucking right. Why not? It's for a belt, ain't it? Ain't that the fight that he wanted? Shit, y'all niggas tripping. Big Blunt said, nah, Thurman ain't stand on his word. He controlled by Al Heyman, just like the rest of them. Can't forget about that shit he said to Brian Custer 4 months ago on The Last Stand. Hell of a point. Hell of a fucking point. Hell of a fucking point. Hold on, y'all. All right, my apologies. Let me see, man. Who haven't I got? Man, I'm trying to get some motherfuckers I ain't seen. What up, Pound for Pound King? He said IoT. Okay, y'all just going back and forth. Let me see. What up, Savage? He said, when did Tim say it wasn't Porter? He said, when did Tim say Porter wasn't a pay-per-view fight? He said that I can find a video. Matter of fact, give me 1 second. Let me look for that video because I did a video on that shit. But yeah, he said that on one of them interviews he did, he said Terence Crawford and Sean Showtime Porter wasn't a pay-per-view fight. It wasn't pay-per-view worthy. That's what he said. He said he liked the fight, but it wasn't supposed to be on pay-per-view. That's what he said. I'll pull that shit up in just a second. Give me 1 sec. IO saying pound for pound Crawford don't bring shit. How the fuck he ain't bringing shit when this nigga brought 50 million to the table? He's bringing a pound for pound king status to the table. He's bringing your biggest payday to the fucking table, IO. You got to stop this shit, bro. I don't know what you got going on with Terence Bud Crawford, but I need you to explain this shit to me, IO TBA. You're live on the chat with the Wolfpack. Holla at me, man. What's poppin'?
Hey, man. Shout out to my dog. He Thriller the Black Picasso. One of the best doing it, if not the best doing it out here when it comes to talking boxing. Salute to the chat. Salute to the Wolfpack. Salute to everybody, who on here tonight hitting that like button and talking that shit. Boy, but I damn near dropped my goddamn phone.
Why is that, IO? Talk to me, man.
I damn near dropped my iPhone motherfucking 14 because I don't got no case on it when this nigga said, well, why don't you just say forget Errol Spence and fight Crawford?
I mean, he ain't fighting for no belts.
This was crazy, fam.
Go ahead.
I want you to think about this.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
If Crawford was so fucking profitable, like you're saying he is, everybody makes their biggest bag when they fight Terence Crawford.
Right.
Well, then why the fuck they ain't fighting him then?
Because
if he's so profitable,
they ducking him. You know why?
No. See, you said, he could take a chance and fight Bud Crawford for the belt. When Errol Spence more profitable, niggas fuck Terence Crawford.
How's Errol Spence more profitable?
The proof is in the pudding.
No, I asked you a question. Can you explain it? Because maybe I'm uneducated on this topic. Break it down.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna just say it like this: the proof is in the pudding because Thurman signed to fight Errol Spence and he ain't fighting Crawford. That's as much proof as niggas could get.
Do you think that's by choice?
What you mean by choice? Yes, by
I'm
choice.
asking you a question. Do you think
Oh,
that's by choice? Do you think that's
abs-
Keith Thurman's doing, or do you think this is an Al Heyman thing
mean,
that's going on
hold
behind
up,
the
hold up.
scenes?
What are you trying to insinuate?
I'm just asking you a simple question, my
No, I'm
brother. I'm
saying, but
saying,
you
do you
asking
think?
me, is
Do
it
you hold on? Let me ask you this: do you really believe that Keith Thurman is okay with fighting Errol Spence with no titles on the line?
absolutely? Say, hold up, E3. Now, what type of question is that?
I
Because
think it's a legitimate question,
last
Conte.
time I seen it was signed, sealed, and delivered. So of course he's okay with fighting it. Because guess what? Terence Bud Crawford brings nothing to the table. You can talk about belts all day long. Keith Thurman been there, done that. When you get to a certain age and you done been there, done that, this is called prize fighting, E3. It's going after the biggest bag. And obviously, Errol Spence is the biggest bag, because if that was the case, he'll be going after Mr. 10 million I made off a starter company in Terence Crawford.
And you do realize that Keith Thurman has stated in the past that he had zero interest in fighting Terence Bud Crawford whenever he had the belts. You do realize that, right?
That's cool, because it was bigger fish to fry in the sea. You got to understand, this was a dude, Keith Thurman, who ahead of Errol Spence. Even though Crawford older than him, he ahead of Crawford. Keith Thurman made his name big before all of them. Crawford just now coming up. Oh, I want this opportunity. When Keith Thurman has delivered at 147, and he done put his names in the makings with a Floyd Mayweather and a Manny Pacquiao. Why the fuck am I looking at Terence Crawford? Now y'all got to understand, this is a business too. You niggas look at somebody, oh, the best fight, the best. So Keith Thurman trying to go after Floyd. That was him ducking a Terence Crawford fight. Keith Thurman trying to go after Manny Pacquiao. That was him ducking the Terence Crawford fight. Now people got to make that shit add up to me, because I don't see it. See, the thing what happened is niggas is salty. I'm talking about, you can see the salt dripping off their skin profusely, because Keith Thurman chose to fight Errol Spence, the more profitable fighter, the more marketable fighter than Crawford. That's the problem.
Okay, well, don't you think it would mean a little bit more to not only to the boxers but to the fight fans if belts was on the line, though, Ayo? Keep it a book, bro.
About the fight fans.
No, wait a minute, because you the same nigga that sit up here and say, hey, man, the fight for Undisputed is much bigger between Terence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence because all the belts on the line. Now you're turning around and saying that the belts don't matter, bro.
No. See, this the thing right here. Terence Crawford dropped the fucking ball. So of course, me talking now is going to be.
Ayo.
Hold up, real quick.
Go ahead.
Terence Crawford dropped the fucking ball. So of course, me talking differently now is gonna be because of Terence Crawford fucking actions. See, this is a problem. You niggas don't hold Terence Crawford accountable for nothing. We wouldn't be in this shit if it wasn't for Terence Bud Crawford.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's shift gears real quick, because I want to get your honest opinion, not a biased opinion, IOTBA. To my knowledge, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but have you ever heard of Floyd Mayweather not getting a guaranteed purse in a pay-per-view fight?
Listen, this the thing right here, and that's another thing right here. Oh, I'm glad you brought that back up. Thank you.
Of course I was going to.
So that's why you was the Black Picasso, and that's why I fuck with you. That's why I think you one of the best doing it.
Thank you.
Thriller. Who the fuck are we to tell the president of Showtime that he's lying? That he's lying, and that he's saying guarantees ain't started until 3 years ago. Who are we? The president of fucking Showtime is looking directly in the camera and saying this ain't started till 3 years ago. Was it news to my ears? Yes. Was it news to everybody's ears? Yes. But how are we to tell the president of fucking Showtime he is a goddamn lie? That shit don't make sense to me.
Okay, so do you recall the Triple G versus Canelo fight, part 2?
Yeah.
That was beyond 3 years ago. They got a guarantee, Ayo.
That's hold up. See, this is the thing right here. Terence Crawford. See, this what niggas don't get it at. And I hope you niggas on here who crying me a river for Terence Crawford, I hope you niggas take this shit all the way in. Terence Crawford ain't never made shit for PBC or Showtime. You think PBC or Showtime give a fuck about what Terence Crawford say, especially since he came out girly talking and pillow talking, telling everybody in the world about the negotiations that went on when shit like that supposed to be behind closed doors. PBC or Showtime could give a fuck about Terence Crawford now. This is the goofy dude who fucked up opportunities that could be in the future because he was so in his feelings because he was getting so much backlash on the Avanesian fight. So he had to came out and pillow talk because his pride and his fucking earth-sized ego couldn't handle it.
So what does that have to do with the question that I asked you? I've never known Floyd Money Mayweather, along with a Gervonta Tank Davis, not getting a guarantee for a pay-per-view fight. Hell, any fight. Educate me. Am I wrong?
I just answered that. I said, was it news to my ears? Yes.
But
was
is it the truth?
Was it news to everybody else? Yes.
So wait a minute. So you believe him over Floyd Mayweather?
No. This is the thing right here. This is the president of Showtime Boxing.
I understand that, Ayo.
This the same nigga who signed Floyd Mayweather to the biggest deal in boxing history. See, this what you forgetting that. He signed Floyd Mayweather to the biggest deal in boxing history because Showtime was in a transition, right, of taking over to become boxing. Now, let's get this straight. I want everybody to hear me clearly on this. Don't compare Floyd Money Mayweather, TBE, one of the best, one of the greatest of all time, the showman of all showmans, to none of these other niggas out here.
But see, we're not comparing them, Ayo. Steven Espinoza was the one that used that as an analogy for the Terence Crawford and the Errol Spence
So
fight.
how are we going to say
he basically, wait a minute. He basically tried to shit on Bud by saying, look, man, for him to say that, oh, he's the only fighter that's never had a guarantee in pay-per-view history, he was like, that's false, because Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Money Mayweather have not had guarantees as well. And I'm saying that's bullshit.
So you think Gervonta Davis, probably with him and Errol Spence being the two biggest stars on PBC, you think he's gonna come out and lie on Gervonta?
Yes. I'm telling you, he lying. It's Googleable. Do your Googles, Ayo. All you gotta do is look this shit up, bro. It's public record.
So Gervonta, a dude who we know is a free agent, who could do what the fuck he want to do. Steven Espinoza is gonna come out here and tell a clear-cut lie about him and do the possibility of losing that dude. Man, stop it, E-Thriller.
So wait a minute. So you mean these numbers that I'm looking at on Google of 1 million, a guarantee of 1.5, a guarantee of $3 million for Gervonta Tank Davis, all that shit is lies because he didn't get any guarantees on the pay-per-view events. Is that what you're telling me?
Man, what I'm telling you is Steven
You're co-signing it.
No, what I'm saying is Google ain't right about everything. And what I'm also saying is Steven Espinoza, the president, he's not going to be foolish like Terence Crawford, who came out pillow talking, saying that 25-minute rant video, and look, he's not going to be foolish like him to come out here and misplace his words and say stuff that's not true.
Already, man. Ayo, let me read this super chat real quick, and then I'm gonna go to D Young, man. Shout out to my nigga Will Jack, man, for that $4.99 super sticker donation.
Hey, can I say something real quick, E3?
Yeah, go ahead.
Boy, you got the best bro. You got the best fucking super chat things in the game, boy. Them two you just put up, bro. Like the first one you put up with that dude was coming through the church. I can't even.
Yeah, that's a Rick Leon Lonnie Love.
Yeah,
man. Shout out to my Martin.
I said that was my favorite one. Then you put that dude, that motherfucker off Saturday Night Live.
You talking about Hustle Man? Yeah, Tracy Morgan. Yeah,
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. Shit, hey, man, if you like those, you're gonna love this one. Hit it.
Take your rose in the house. Watch your mouth. Without a doubt. Jumping on the ground.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Going out to my guy D Young. You're live on the chat. The Woodpack. Holler at me, fam. What's popping, bro?
What's good with it, E? What's popping?
Man, listening to this bullshit Ayo talking about. What's up with you, man?
Man, ain't shit. Salute to everybody in the chat and on the panel. Salute to my nigga Ayo TBA. Salute to unbiased fan Steve, man. Yeah, man, I'm listening to Ayo, man, and he been on this campaign for a while, and it's leading into 2023. But the fact still remains is this, man. Hey, bro, it ain't looking good for your boy Spence, bro. Niggas out here seeing that he's a liar. He ain't keep his word. And as much as everybody want to blame Terence Crawford about this, that, and the third, the fact still remains is that they knew he was going to fight Keith Thurman once he got elevated to the WBC #1, and he was mandated. So that just kills all of that. But the problem I have is this. Okay, he fighting Keith Thurman. That's fine. That's fine and dandy. And I think I've been on record he's saying that. I want to see the fight. But the fact is, why is the fight at 54 and why the belts ain't on the line? That's all I want to know, bro. So if that means, that just tells me everything right there. This nigga's not coming back down to 47. That's over with. And I don't feel Bud should chase him. Now, we could say Terence Crawford pillow talk, but it was a whole smear campaign saying, "Oh, Bud need to say something." Even me including, even you said it. You're
fucking right. I was the main one saying he need to come out and say something.
You know what I mean?
And y'all got on me for that too.
And soon as he made that live, even when he was making that live, everybody was calling him a liar. He lying about this. He lying about that. But then I ain't gonna cuss too much for my mom in the next room. But then this motherfucking weasel, Steven Espinoza, in your voice, I said it, because he don't know shit about what he be talking about. Because he ain't nothing but Al Heyman stooge. Yeah, that's right. And he does everything that Al Heyman tell him to do. If you think he was in negotiation, you out your mind. He was getting told something and relaying it to Spence, and Heyman was telling something to Crawford differently. And that's how I feel about it. The fight was never gonna happen, bro. They don't want it. Spence don't want it. And this is where we at right now. And so
why not pay Keith Thurman step aside money so you can make the fight for Undisputed?
Because that's the fight Al Heyman wanted all this time. Ain't no step aside. You just pay step aside to Stanionis. You just heard Stanionis come out complain, talking about it ain't fair that Keith Thurman get to jump the line before everybody else.
I agree.
I mean, at this point, bro, Buddy holding up the division. It Spence holding up the division, bro. You got 3 of the belts. You fighting Keith Thurman in a higher weight class, and the belts is just still hostage.
Yeah.
So we need to be looking at, why is this happening? He need to be stripped or drop these belts and move on up, bro.
Yeah, bro, to piggyback off your point, fam, if you gonna move up to 154, then move up to 154, Errol. Fight Sebastian. He been calling you out.
Right.
Fight a motherfucking Tony Harrison, but really make your mark at 154 pounds, bro.
Right.
And drop them fucking belts and let Boots and Thurman and all these niggas mix it up for them other belts.
Exactly.
I'm cool with that. That's
me
fair.
too. Me
go
too.
ahead, my bad, D.
No, you good. You good. This is my last little point. Yeah, me too, bro. I wish that this is the role I wish Spence would have did. I wish Spence would have took the role of a Leo Santa Cruz. You know, Gary Russell called this guy out, and he ain't said nothing. He just kept quiet, listened to Al Heyman. He didn't say he wanted to fight Gary Russell. He just went on about his business. And I just wish Spence would have did that. Don't say nothing to the dude. You talking about Undisputed, but Undisputed don't matter no more, because you ain't coming back to fight this guy. And I'm gonna pass it on that, bro.
Already, man. Going out to my guy, the unbiased fan, Brim Reaper. You're live on the chat with the Woodpack. Holler at me, fam. What's popping?
This shit week. Yeah.
Talk to me, man. Break it down, Brim.
Break it down. Why? Break it down. It's already a broken down compound, bro. Steven Espinoza contradicting himself at 7:53. I think it's 7:43 on that fight Hub TV shit. 154 no belts. Like, it's just contradictory shit just all across the board, and everybody's this gonna cape for Spence is gonna cape for Spence. And they're not gonna hold him accountable. They're gonna let all that shit slide. They cool with the Fugazi shit, and they believe this is good for boxing. Like, it is what it is, bro. It's just blah, you know, blah blah, more blah. That shit is horrible, man. It really is.
I'm starting to sense, based off of your energy tonight, Brim, that you starting to get to the point where you kind of over this shit. Like, you ain't even really entertaining this fight no more. Am I right by saying that? Or
You're 100% right. I'm where you was about 6-7 months ago before they announced the fight or something. You know, listen, there's other fights to look forward to be honest with you, man. You know, even though I don't think those fights are going to happen either. Some of them are not. I'm wondering if Cool Boy Steph is gonna, have some real say so, or is he gonna let Al Heyman do the same thing that's being done to his other fighters? Is he gonna fight a new way and have that legacy fight, or because I'm hearing he's not fighting Figueroa at 126, so I want to see that legacy fight. We got the heavyweight undisputed. We got Haney and Loma coming up, potential B-Ball and better be undisputed if Top Rank ain't on the bullshit too, which they have their shit with them, and I'll be ready to ride their ass if he don't make that fight. After better be knockouts Anthony Yarn. So, I just want this. It's just keeping the same energy, just trying to be as consistent as possible, holding everybody to the fire. And the fact is, maintaining boxing as a sport. PBC's taking the sport out of boxing, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Every other sport has definitive champions. You know who's the best. You know who's great. And if you lose, it's okay because you can fight again, or you can get back in there again. This is the one sport where they putting too much value on the not enough value on the quality of competition. And
you got fans, Steve, not to cut you off, fam. And I'm gonna finish letting you cook, but you got niggas like Io saying that the belts don't even matter no more.
Yeah, it don't matter when it's convenient.
Matter no more. Rankings don't matter no more.
It don't matter when it's
mandatory. Obviously, doesn't matter anymore. I mean, what the fuck is the sport of boxing coming to, Steve?
It's becoming WWE entertainment, bro. So we might as well call it BBE. It's entertainment. They're trying to turn it into entertainment, and that's what's effectively putting a monkey wrench on it. And I was talking to some other brothers about some other stuff, and I was like, if PBC was really bold, but they all scared. They so scary about everything. If you really want to do something and make some type of mark and do something of some type of value, plant Benavidez, Thurman, and Spence, and taking Garcia. Put that shit on the same card. I personally believe if you do something like that, you might get 800,000 to 1 million people that'll pay for the fight because you at least put a high value card in. And I understand that the times are not the same. This ain't Don King's era where the cards are stacked because you're dealing with, piracy. But the reason why you're dealing with piracy so heavily is because you guys are just not giving fans what they deserve, and what they want is, as fans. You can't keep on putting Areola versus, Ruiz and Ortiz versus Martins and putting them on his pay-per-views just to
Tank Davis versus Hector Garcia did 84,000, right? Or 61,000?
Wow.
Which
I thought it was
jeez, dang.
Well, they was reporting 61, but Rick Glazer said that's kind of high, and I said, whoa. And then shout out to Rebel Life. He thought he said he was joking. I knew he wasn't joking when he said that because me and him was talking on the inbox a little bit too. And the thing is, people try to bash Rick Glazer, but unfortunately, Rick Glazer is right about it. And I like Tank in the ring, but
hey, I like what he just said right here too. He said Tank is a great ticket seller, but he's not selling pay-per-views. He said as it's illegally being streamed, pirating is really killing boxing.
Pirating's killing boxing, but the reason why you're getting there's a reason why you're getting pirated so heavily, though. You're not giving quality 50-50 fights where people will want to pay the money. If you like the card I just told you right now, if PBC had any nuts and put that card out, you're going to get piracy. But I guarantee, people will be disagreeing with me, but I really believe you'll do no less than 800,000 with a card like that. Because people are going to be like, okay, you're putting value on my dollar. You're not putting a pay-per-view every 2 to 3 weeks. Like you can't expect a fan to pay. You can toss your butt $80 every few weeks. You want more money than an electricity company, homie. Like, come on. No.
Hey, you mind if I ask Steve a question?
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, so Steve, with that lineup you just said with that fight, who would be the pay-per-view? I mean, not the pay-per-view. Who would be the main event? My bad.
I think the main event would be Tank and Garcia. It'll be 2 co-main events. It'd be two. It'd be the co-main, the main event. Well, the thing is what you effectively took away the value by. I mean, the main event would have been clearly Spence and Thurman if it was 147. Because the belts are on the line and you put the value on it. But co-main events, you can do Thurman and Spence last just for the hell of it. But Tank and Ryan Garcia, those two are the two mains. And the truth of the matter is, they're gonna probably try to make Benavidez implant his own separate pay-per-view, but it's not. It's really a high-end free fight.
I
A
agree.
very low-end very, very low-end pay-per-view, but a very high-end free fight. That's the type of fights we would have got on HBO for free 15 years ago.
Right.
Hey, can I say something real quick, E3?
Go ahead, y'all. Y'all go ahead and rock panel.
Now, what's crazy to me is this nigga just said put Thurman and Spence and Tank and Ryan. Nigga, Crawford fought David Avenesian, and the co-main event was fucking Cyborg against, I don't even know what the fuck her name
Yeah, we
was.
know that, but
let me finish.
Go ahead, finish your bullshit statement, bro. You're talking about a brand new fucking company, but go ahead and make the bullshit.
It don't fucking.
It does fucking matter, yo. Cut the bullshit. Go with your propaganda.
Come on, brother. And then, nigga had the nerve to say that they fighting against these. Nigga, Terence Crawford just fought fucking David Avenesian, who was ranked 6, and that was put on fucking pay-per-view. So it's crazy how niggas sit up here and say some shit, but then forget the shit that Crawford just fucking did. You niggas kill me.
Hey, but I
he
can say
defended his belt though, right?
My bad.
No, you good, D. I was just making a quick point. He did defend his belt though.
Man, listen.
Who cares? Shit. Iowa fucking matters.
He stayed at 147.
It's the sport of fucking boxing, not entertainment.
Man, listen, man.
Out of all that, bro. My bad. I'm gonna pass right back to you. Out of all that, bro, whether it was pay-per-view or not, he done sold more than Wilder's pay-per-view. He sold more than both of Tank's pay-per-view. So I mean, we say the man can't.
What sold more than what sold more?
The Avenesian fight.
Man, Crawford sold 15,000 pay-per-view.
No, 120. 36 to 40,000 in the United States and 120 worldwide. Nice try. No, have a seat, Io. You can ride on that bullshit.
Say it ain't so. So dare I say that Terence Bud Crawford outsold Tank Davis?
So here we go. Bro, if you believe that,
I was just saying Tank is the biggest star at the PBC the other day. Ain't that a big
he is though, but the problem is they're handicapping him by not putting him in 50-50 fights. They're putting him in fights of foregone conclusion. That's what's moved the needle is 50-50 fights. The challenging fights where you be like, ooh, who's gonna win this fight?
Bigger star with the
they're handicapping Tank. Tank is a superstar being treated like a star because they're not giving him the fight to move the needle. Now this Ryan Garcia fight is going to do his numbers because it's a fight where there's a question mark. We don't know who's going to win, and then Ryan Garcia does have a following of his own. So that if we had more of those fights, then you would see a better pay-per-view result for Tank Davis because I feel like they're cheating Tank Davis from his pay-per-view capabilities. Because Live Gate is great, but Live Gate don't mean as much as we putting way too much value
just did between 5 and 15,000.
No, he didn't. That's all false news. No, listen. You can't use Wrestling Observer as you can't use the Wrestling Observer as your point.
He just did between 5.
No, he did 36 to 40,000 in the United States, bro. I'm sorry, y'all hated him to respectable numbers. Y'all hated him to respectable numbers.
That's why I asked that question.
You gotta stop this shit,
do that.
5 to 15, that's Wrestling Observer report. You can run with the Wrestling Observer's report if you want to. Fuck out of here.
Hey, Brim, can you please tell Io what Rick Glazer said whenever we interviewed him?
And the thing is, the same source that Rick Glazer has. There's 2 other people that's in the boxing community that are people that is nowhere near as abrasive as Rick, and they take their points as solid gold. But the thing is, it's the same source. All right, so Rick Glazer said the reason why he didn't say exactly the numbers because you can't pinpoint it, but from the data that shows it looks like it's anywhere between 36 to 40,000 in the United States. This is what Crawford did. Worldwide, he did 120,000, and it would help him is because you have an app that is worldwide that is not restricted. Because Showtime is only in the United States. They have to do broadcasting partners to be able to be outside of the United States. Wrong. You know why he didn't do 5,000? Because I know too many people who bought the pay-per-view. I bought the pay-per-view. E3 bought the pay-per-view. I'm not listening to the Wrestling Observer and IOTBA. I'm not listening to IOTBA as my source of news.
That shit did so terrible. They refunded all 200.
Yeah, sure. If you say so, it fits what you want it to fit. So guess what?
I'm just saying.
You're not saying anything. That's the problem. You're not saying anything.
Bias, man.
You're not saying
I'm not even being.
anything.
Hey,
That's the
listen,
problem,
fam.
Io. And then you
Crawford,
and you keep on throwing this Avenesian like the fact of the matter is it wasn't a 7 of the so excuse me 8 outside of Crawford. The other 9 top 10 welterweights are either with a promotional company that does business with the
Hold up,
Zone
so you
or
just gonna
Showtime. No,
forget
don't
Boots
hold up yet.
said,
I'm not
hold
fucking
up, you
finished with
gonna
my
forget
statement.
Boots
So
said,
it's
hey, Crawford, stop
listen.
your fight. Fight me right now. And we'll take that
Fight
fight
who
right
right now?
now.
Fight who right now?
Remember when Bozy Ennis say, hey, we'll take the
Both
fight
ends
right
don't make
now.
no decisions here. Showtime makes the decisions for them. There ain't
Man,
no fucking way that
get the fuck
BLK.
out of here,
Listen,
bro.
BLK Prime cannot do a deal with
Yeah,
Showtime
that's
when
what,
Showtime is going to
they
want the
can't do a deal
broadcasting
with
rights.
nobody.
It's their
Hey, hold
first
on, hold
event.
on,
Use some common
hold on,
sense,
bro.
Io. You got to
Hey,
use
hold on,
common
bro.
sense
Let me
for
hear what
once.
D got to say. Go ahead, D.
Oh,
Go ahead
shut
and
the
cook,
Now,
bro.
fuck
I'm
up,
gonna say
bro.
this.
Use common sense for once.
Far as Bozy Ennis, I don't want to hear nothing come out of his mouth. Hey man,
Oh.
tell your listen though. Hold on, Io, because I know where you finna go with this. But all I want to know is this though, bro. He ain't fighting Spence no time soon. Hey, Bud got a man though doing May. So go ahead and line up with the WBO and let's stop all the talking, bro. I'm sick of them.
Hey, Bud might as well go and fight his mandatory because he ain't getting that
Hey,
Spence fight
that's
ever.
that's what I'm saying, Io. He should go ahead and clog that man though in, because if not, he gonna end up probably fighting buddy that beat Blair Cobbs. I forgot his name.
Alexis Rocha. Yeah, we don't want to see that shit.
We don't want to see that fight.
We don't want to see that. I want
that's
Bud
what Bud at.
versus Bud.
Hey, that's where he at. That's the type of fights he gonna get because
Hey, but
of
the
who
thing,
he
Because
is.
PBC is bitches,
but the thing of
and
it
you
is though,
allow them to be bitches because you're a shitty fan and you don't represent boxing the way it's supposed to be repped. Because you're letting them get away with being fuck niggas, bro. You're letting them get away with being corny. This is a sport. This is not a
You're just,
WWE
hey,
showcase,
Brim,
my
it's
nigga.
okay to be salty because your
It's not
guy
about being
ain't getting his
salty,
way.
bro. You're
Like,
talking to
it's say,
someone
you know
who
what you
defended
sound like,
Spence for
bro? You
years.
sound
I
like
don't
it's
want to
my
hear that
party.
bullshit.
I can
You
cry if I
bash him
want
for
to.
having an
Say, hey,
Evanescence
bro,
fight, knowing
go
damn
cry
fucking
about it.
well that every other fight was
Crawford
going to
is
be with a
fighting
fighter that's with
Rocha next.
Showtime, or
He
a fighter
fighting Rocha.
that's with the Zone, or a fighter. Those fights cannot be made
He not
because they're
getting the
going to want
fight,
the
bro.
broadcasting
He
rights.
not
But
getting
you
the
choose
fight.
not. You don't choose
Crawford is
common
not
sense.
getting the
You
fight.
choose propaganda,
He
bro.
not getting the fight. Just
But
accept
I
that.
say
Okay,
this,
so
he
Tell him to
moved
what
up
move
do
to
we
on and
move
fight
54 before he
on? I
fight
Rocha.
don't care.
Roach.
There's other fights I can talk about.
Hey, hold
Because
on,
I still
Brim.
don't want to hear your
Hold on,
stupid ass
Brim.
points about it.
Brim, hold on, bro. The general just slid in the ring. Shout out to General Big Fish. You're live on the chat with the Wolfpack. Holler at me, man. What's poppin'?
Thriller, what's going on, man?
What's going down, man?
Man, I'm listening to IO and the Grim Reaper go at it. What's up,
It ain't
fellas?
no.
What's up, Big Fish?
D Young, what's up, man? Yeah, first off, shout out to the Dallas Cowboys.
Fucking right.
Man, y'all going home this weekend. It's over for y'all. 49ers from the dog walk y'all. 49ers from the dog walk y'all niggas, bro. The hey, listen, I grew up in that area. I don't like the Cowboys. They ain't America's team. They're America's nightmare. I grew up in the area that supports the Dallas Cowboys. I don't like them. My family was
Hey,
Steelers
we ain't
fans.
gonna let
I'm a
you rain
Bears
on
fan.
my fucking parade. You know that, right?
Okay, well, enjoy for another 5 days before it's over.
Who is your team?
They know they showing in the playoffs.
Brim, what's your team name?
Chicago.
Yeah.
Walter
Payton.
Chicago. Them niggas ain't won shit.
He said Walter Payton.
Yeah, that's why I became a Bears fan.
That's how far you gotta go back.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you want to keep it a buck.
Cowboys fucked the Bears over this year, didn't they?
Man,
That's great. I mean, y'all was supposed to. You are a better team. It's just that y'all be getting y'all hopes up and y'all gonna get your hearts broken as per usual. Y'all gonna win the Super Bowl every year. Let y'all tell it.
Bro, we ain't no super
playoffs.
fans. Hey,
You
bro.
only made the playoffs.
We ain't no super fans like that, bro. Cowboys looked impressive yesterday. See, now for you to get on here, you
Impressive
showing.
against Tampa Bay, bro. Tampa Bay backdoored in the playoffs, bro.
See, look, the thing is, we ain't even no super fans like that. The Cowboys looked impressive, and we happy. Now, for you to get on here, you could tell the haters profusely coming
I
off
hate
of
the
you.
Cowboys, bro.
Hold
I
up real
hate
quick.
them.
Hold up. Because you don't like the Cowboys, you
I
telling
hate
us
them.
wait till the second round. Nigga, we don't know what's going to happen in the second round.
I
We're
do.
glad we made it out the first round, and we happy that we won our first road playoff game in 30 years. Don't try to rain on our parade.
30 years, damn. That's a long time,
How can
man.
you laugh at that,
Play
Brim,
Sam
and y'all
Cook, bro.
haven't
It's been
won
a
the
long
Super
time
Bowl
coming. I know
since
change gonna come.
1985?
Them niggas ain't did shit in how many years? The Bears?
We went to the Super Bowl in 2012,
Man, y'all
homie.
went to the Super Bowl, but did y'all win?
No, because we had Rex Grossman, man.
Yeah,
Shit.
I said it about 2 minutes ago. Y'all sucked.
Nah,
Hey,
I mean, listen, y'all can bash on
Y'all
me.
niggas can't buy
I
no
come out to
car.
take it.
Y'all suck.
But y'all going home after this weekend,
Yeah,
though.
you
You can't
already
wait.
at home.
Hey, at least we playing.
Yeah, we are. I want y'all
At
to
least we
join us on the
playing.
couch. Come on,
Hey,
guys.
I'm with you, E3. At least we playing.
Yeah, at least we got something to cheer
I
for.
got
Nigga,
3
we gonna
seats
get some
waiting.
merch,
I got
right?
3 seats I'm keeping warm for you. So
Y'all
for
about to
IO,
fuck.
Big
Y'all
Fish,
about to
and
fuck up a
E3.
draft pick, Brimley. That's what y'all about to do. I can't wait.
And you heard, I
Hey, hold
heard
on, y'all.
that.
Let me read this super chat real quick. Shout out to my guy Vincent, man. He said you cooked on this, bro. Hey, man, I appreciate it, my brother. I really do. You already know I got to get you right, fam. You know I got to get you right.
Look at the white shoes. Look at the white shoes. Break it down in the house, in your mouth. Watch your mouth without a doubt. Suck it on down. Watch your mouth.
Already, man. All right, General, it's on you, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, so since it's still on me, I got a special request just to spike the ball in Brimley's fucking face right now. Can we do a touchdown celebration with Ice Pick one time for me, E Thriller?
Yeah.
This for Brim. Go
Pick, y'all gotta hype my man up. Hype him Hey, hustle man. The damn dog ain't doing nothing, man.
It said Raiders on his shirt, though.
Yeah, that's the touchdown celebration.
It said Raiders on his shirt, though. Oh man, listen, listen. When it comes down to my team, I can't talk nothing. I mean, I just don't. I'm just gonna throw shade on y'all, though. No,
But you
I'm
still
shade.
talking right now. You
Yeah,
talking
absolutely,
right now.
absolutely.
Why? Why are you talking?
Because I can.
So,
Absolutely.
I seen the punk ass Timothy Bradley clip. Hey, Tim, I have a story. About 15 years ago or so, well, maybe it was Timothy Bradley and Manny Pacquiao. I had a dude I worked with. We used to always make bets with each other on big fights. So it was my turn to take the underdog. So I took Tim Bradley reluctantly. I'm like, man, I know I'm about to lose this bet. To my surprise, the motherfucker won on the scorecards. But it was so unbelievable that the dude didn't pay me. He was like, I'm not paying that shit. That's the first time in the history of betting that somebody didn't want to pay because they just said, fuck that. I know he didn't win. That's some bullshit. So Timothy Bradley, that's how much of a joke you are to me. So he talks about this and that. He throwing shots, talking.
Fish, your audio went out.
You see, you about to start talking some bull. That's why he muted himself.
Your audio went out. Fish, the general.
Fish finna talk his shit
in dirty business.
Hey, Fish, not to cut you off, bro. Your audio went out. Repeat what you just said about Tim. Go ahead.
Why are you interjecting yourself into the pettiness of Terence Crawford's business by talking about Errol Spence has a boss? We all know he got a boss, and he go do the here boy. That shit was kind of funny, but that was a little beneath his dignity, in my opinion. So I think it's because he's mad at Errol Spence for saying that he ducked him, and don't you remember he Thriller who created the narrative of the size of the streets? I think that was Timothy Bradley.
Yeah,
you are right, Big Fish. It's just that the PBC took it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, let Fish finish this. Let him finish.
Timothy Bradley created the size of the street top. It's because he was scared to get in the ring with the young pup at the time named Errol Spence Jr. So now I don't want to hear this shit now coming from Timothy Bradley. You're not even. He talked like he, I think earlier you said he's a future Hall of Famer. The Hall of Fame would lose its dignity if they allow Timothy Bradley in it.
Oh, he in there. He made it.
He in there?
He made it.
Shit, they can let me. Hey, when I whoop mosquito spray ass, they gonna put me up in there too.
Hold up, Fish. I'm sorry. I need to ask you a question because this is music to my ears. Hold up. Now, I just had to miss this in boxing. Timothy Bradley was avoiding the fight with Errol Spence, and he said he on the wrong side of the street.
Yeah,
That's cap, IO.
I know. He said it. He said it.
It
He
wasn't said
did it.
like
He
that,
said
but
it. The
That's
business,
cap.
everybody know the business between PBC and Top Rank. It ain't happening. I'm paraphrasing, but it was to that effect. Like
he basically said we don't.
we don't
We
do
don't fuck with
business with
them.
each other.
We don't fuck with them. Timothy
Hey
Bradley
D,
did. That was one of my argument points
hey
when I
D,
was
whenever that happened, hold
caping for
on, Brim.
Spence.
Hey, hold on, Brim. Whenever that happened, D, didn't Timothy Bradley fight Manny Pacquiao instead of fighting Errol Spence?
Yes, sir. And
Okay, so did he really duck Errol Spence, or did he just take the more logical fight? The same
He took
shit
he
said about Errol Spence.
the
the
money
fight I
fight
would
with
have took
Pacquiao,
too.
Legacy.
Oh, okay, so yeah, there you go, Ayo. He didn't duck
But
Errol.
E3, he
Good.
said that though.
He said it.
Yeah,
Look,
he said it. He
I
didn't say it
tell you,
like that, but he said it. Yeah.
He said
I
we
tell
don't
you,
fuck with them.
Spence said it. Spence said it September 9th, 2018. Bradley came back and said it August 20-something, 2019.
No, Bradley said it when he was still fighting when he was at the end of
Bradley
his fight
said
career.
that in 2019, Steve. I got the interview, bro.
You do?
Yes, I will send it to you.
I'm gonna do my heavy duty research and I'm gonna try to find out about that. I
Hey,
thought he
man.
said that
Hey, I
before.
looked up D Young LinkedIn, man. He worked for Top Rank, y'all.
Go ahead, Fish.
Yeah, so Timothy Bradley is not credible in this discussion. I don't know why anyone would listen to him with any type of credibility. He is biased. He never criticizes Terence Crawford for shit, ever. It's all obvious what he has an agenda on every time he talk about this topic. So I don't listen to shit he got to say. It's all BS. And to get to Stephen Espinosa, that interview, of course, I love that he told the truth about everything.
Yeah,
I saw you
contradictions after 7:43 though.
You highlighted
Bro,
some
shut up
stuff
and let
that-
Fish talk, bro.
you highlighted things Thriller that fit the propaganda coming from your angle, but what you didn't highlight is that what the man is saying, there is no such thing as a perfect deal. Terence Crawford was trying to get every little fucking thing he wanted his way, and I'm gonna.
That Ayo laughing because he knows bullshit in the background.
He cut off again.
Everything wasn't addressed in the contracts that he wanted because it was too fucking much. So they was like, man, you tripping. You better sign this shit, man. It ain't gonna get no better than this. So that's what I took out of it. So the man, like you say, on short notice, no notice, he blindsided them, went off and ran. But like men, I wouldn't do it, but they're saying it's still a possibility that we'll fight this dude, but we're not about to take these little Bobby Brown every little steps to get to the fucking contract. We ain't gonna drag out no 4, 5, 6 month negotiations again with your ass, and you do the same thing again. So they like, hey, ain't much about to change from what we were talking about last time. So what's up? What you gonna do? That's my take on it.
Already, man. Shout out to my guy, True Gritter 402 for that 1999 super chat donation. I appreciate you, man. He said one love to the realest. Salute Thriller, the Black Picasso. Shout out to the Woodpack, Bud Buddies, the Dudleys, the Wright Bros, even Io and his bullshit talking ass 100. Hey, man, I appreciate your love and support, fam. And as always, you already know, I got to get you right, my brother. Let's hit it. already, man. Brim, I know you got a lot to say. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead and
I
respond
ain't
to
gonna
Bookie.
say a whole bunch, but when you're looking at the welterweight and people who don't want to use common sense is just not going to take account that the fact that the majority of the fighters that was in this top 10 welterweights are with promotional companies, as in Showtime, PBC, Golden Boy. BLK Prime is the one to make the fight, not Bud Crawford himself. BLK Prime wanted to have their application and build a profile. You can't make a fight with a fighter that's decide to a promotional company that's going to want the rights to the viewing of the fight. That's basic common sense, but people choose to apply whatever they want to apply when they want to apply. He fought Avanesha, he's a bum. No, he fought the highest rated fighter that he could be able to fight based on the circumstances at stake. Is it the fight we wanted? We'll all agree. No, but Avanesha's not a bum. He's not a cab driver. He'll knock every one of us the fuck out. And almost 99% of anybody who has ever fought who will fight in 147, because he was a ranked opponent. He was the highest ranked opponent that he could be able to get in the ring with. And at the end of the day, Bud did not make the fight. He's the fighter in the situation. BLK Prime.
I thought he was the boss.
Errol Spence is the highest rated fighter he could have gotten in the ring.
No,
with,
you can't get in the ring with him. He could have been, but PBC it likes to play dodgeball, and they like to play dodgeball. I mean, you're not going to hold PBC accountable. You're going to think the way they do business is cool.
Did you just not hear this interview about Espinosa?
Espinosa's full of shit. He contradicted himself. Go back and listen to it at 7:34. He contradicted himself.
Yourself, but we still supposed to believe you.
I don't care if you believe me or not.
Brim, you just said that Crawford is the fighter. I thought Crawford was his own boss.
Your own boss is his boss of himself, but the people who brought the fight to him, it ain't like this was Crawford Promotions that made the fight. This was BLK Prime. So let's not play stupid. You know what I mean? You're playing semantics and playing stupid.
But I'm saying I'm just saying, if he is his own boss, he made the decision to fight on BLK Prime. And
absolutely.
Hold up real quick. And don't sit up here and tell me Crawford wasn't in control of shit, because there will be no BLK Prime to have any fucking notoriety if Terence Crawford then signed his name on that dotted line. I'm willing to bet everything I got in my fucking bank account that Crawford had damn near everything to do with that pay-per-view, because BLK Prime would have been nothing without Terence Crawford. And that's facts.
They were looking for their way in, and unfortunately, PBC gave them a way in. I'm gonna say unfortunately because of the fact of the matter is the fight that we wanted to see would have been Spence versus Crawford, but because, and the thing is, and everybody just really wants to go around the fact that PBC has a history. There is certain things that we can go off of, certain things that we can look at, and it lets you know what their reputation is and how they move and how they do business. And when you got somebody, when Crawford says, listen, I had 2 lawyers, when Crawford says, hey, I brought $25 million up to, for each of us to the table, that doesn't sound like somebody that doesn't want to fight. That sounds like somebody that wants to try to make the fight, but doesn't want to fight on the dookiest of terms that PBC is putting out there.
You said Crawford bought $25 million.
He brought it to the table where they both could get $25 million
apiece.
Look, and I heard E Thriller, Big Fish, you made an excellent comment in the comment section. I remember hearing that earlier. Can you please say that what you said about the $25 million?
Yeah, he tried. This is what Terence Crawford. It's all about the money. Don't get it twisted. So it's all about the money, Brimley. So Terence Crawford tried to negate his B-side status by coming with $50 million. But if he was really about trying to make a move and recognizing what his position is at the table, hey, Earl, I got $50 million. We can split this 65-35 your way. Let's make it happen. We can do it 60-40, 50-49, 51-49. But he came with, I'm going to get 25, you go get 25. No way.
But that point doesn't matter anyway, Big Fish, because Al told him he wasn't gonna let nobody touch the fight
there
anyway.
you go.
But no, but
That
hey,
could
but
have been
E
negotiated.
Thriller.
That could have been
No,
negotiated. If Al Heyman had actually even
no,
been
no,
open
no.
to even
Look,
listen
let me
to it,
let
they
me
could have
tell.
sat down and he could have said,
No,
okay, y'all
we
get
talk
30
about
and
You
I'll
couldn't
get
even
20. That could have easily
Brim.
happened.
Hold on, Brim. So you couldn't even get to that fucking point of where
No.
Earl would get 65 and Buddy get 35 because he told him, man, look, we ain't gonna let
going
nobody
No,
touch this fight.
nah, that's not the right
Wait a minute.
response.
That is true. That's exactly what
Wait a
it is.
minute. Is that not what Bud said?
No, this
What
is what
Bud-
Bud
That's
should.
not. Wait a
This
minute. That's
how.
not what
No,
Terence
I'm
Crawford
telling you
said.
how it should have been initiated. It got initiated off
Man,
the bat
Man,
wrong
come on, Big
by
Fish.
him
You
talking
man, come
about
on, man.
25.
Come on, man.
That's
Yeah, but it's,
that's out the gate. That's an X as soon as that shit come out your mouth.
come on, man. The
X,
bullshit.
no.
Al
I'm
Heyman
not,
told that
you're
nigga, I ain't
not
gonna
my
let nobody
equal.
touch this fight. He
You are not my
why you
equal
going
at this
against that, bro?
negotiating table.
E-Thriller, who the A side in this fight?
Nigga Errol Spence.
So why did Crawford listen? Big Fish just made an excellent fucking point. If Errol Spence is the A side, right? Why do Terence Crawford make that long ass video talking about I'm gonna give you, I get 25 and you get 25? Who the fuck do Terence Crawford think he is? Like Big Fish said, he's
A
still
Hall
trying
of
to make
Famer
He's
fighter.
a
himself
nigga that's
equal.
trying to
Hold
give
up.
Errol Spence his biggest fucking payday,
No,
Ayo.
but why was he trying to?
What
Look,
you mean
E-Thriller.
why? Because they wasn't getting no guarantees, Ayo.
E-Thriller, you just stated Earl is the A side.
Yes.
Terence Crawford still tried to make himself equal.
Well,
Bro, let me ask you this. Hold on, y'all, before I bring on mosquito spray.
Okay.
Ayo, let me ask you this, bro. Do you believe that these niggas gonna make more than $20 million or 25 million?
Absolutely. Bro, let me tell you something, E-Thriller.
Hell no.
Real quick. This is the answer to that question. I'm gonna start off. If this fight is $100 and I'm not there, I'm gonna pay for it. Big Fish, if you're not at the fight, is you gonna pay $100 for this
Yeah, I
fight?
pay $100.
That ain't what I asked you, Ayo.
Brim, if you're not at this fight, is you gonna pay $100?
Grimley full of shit, man.
D-Young,
Grimley full of shit.
if
Hey,
you was not
not
at
to
this fight, is
respond.
you gonna pay $100 for this fight?
You got my vote, Ayo. You got my vote.
Yeah, come on, Briley. See, Briley, you
Because
can't
that ain't
keep
the
it
topic right now.
100,
That
man.
ain't the way he asked him.
But I will.
No.
I could just interlude 1 second. All right, you saying this, Ayo? I'm pretty sure all 6 of us will pay for it, bro. But my thing is that, like Bud say, piracy taking over the game. I don't see the fight doing.
No. Listen, fam. With a fight
Go
of
ahead.
this magnitude right here, piracy ain't gonna win. Piracy is not going to win. And E Thriller, the reason why I made that mark, because E Thriller said, "Io, you really think they gonna make 20 million?" That's why I said, okay, I'm gonna start off. If this fight was made, if I'm not there, I'm paying $100 for it. Everybody on here, including Mosquito Spray, I'm guaranteed, who finna talk and say the same thing. This fight will make $100 to $150 million. I'm willing to guarantee that.
If that was the case, if this, here's the problem with what you're saying, though. You said a fight of this magnitude. Okay, so you're using the word fight of this magnitude, all while these motherfuckers is coming here, offer giving them jack shit proposals, bro. So that's contradicting. The proposal itself is contradicting the magnitude of the fight.
Hey, Brimley, hey, can I say this real quick?
Go ahead. Fish, respond to him, and then I'm gonna read the super chat and let Mosquito rock.
Okay, D Young just mentioned the piracy. So D Young, to me, what I'm taking that from what you alluding to is that the fight might do as well as what Ayo trying to say, that we'll buy it for $100. You saying that people might not buy it and it's gonna get pirated. So therefore,
I say I don't think so. Especially like with the prolonging of it, I don't think everybody will pay for it. But I feel that.
So you don't think the fight would do that well, like financially, like as far as people. A lot of people go watch it, but a lot of people ain't go buy it. Is what you're saying, right?
I see it now doing. If I got to give my personal hypothesis, I say right now it might do $600K.
You
might.
tripping.
I don't even think it's gonna do that.
I'm being real.
So that's a success.
That would be. Yeah, that would be. That's exceeding my expectations. I don't see it doing that much though.
So, but But what I was gonna get at, but I was thinking that D Young was gonna say something around 150, 200K. That's what would be his prediction because of piracy. So that's what the people who writing the checks saying, like, man, we go pay y'all, but we don't want to throw no big chunk of money at y'all up front. And this shit flop, and we done lost all this money. So what's wrong with just letting the shit play out, and then we go give you what you've earned at the end of the rodeo? That's what Errol Spence signed off on. He like, fuck it, I know what my fights go sell. This the biggest fight of my life. I don't need to get a guarantee, but I know I'm gonna get.
And I feel one thing, Ian, you could pass it. I feel like this, hey, bro, if it's 25 up front, I'm taking it, bro. I'm taking it. Why not?
Yeah.
Why
Man,
not?
you missing the point.
Nah, but why not take it,
I'm
though?
in agreement, D. I'm taking the 25
Why
million.
not take it?
Yeah, of course you in the Grand C3.
I'm taking the 25 million. Y'all niggas out of y'all fucking mind thinking these niggas gonna make that much with Al Heyman. Man, come on, bro. Go ahead, D. You finish your point, bro? My bad.
Yeah, I'm good. You pass.
Oh, okay. All right, let me read this super chat, and I'm gonna go to mosquito spray. Shout out to my guy Strada, man, for that $10 super chat donation. He said Virgil Ortiz is the number one WBO mandatory. Boots Ennis is like number 2 in the WBO rankings. Ortiz dropped out and went the WBA route, and Boots went the IBF route. They could have fought Crawford, but they chose not to. Facts. Big facts.
Where the money at?
Hell of a comment. I appreciate you, my brother.
RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. RESPECT. Take care of TCB. Oh! Sock it to me, 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 sock it to me. Respect!
Already, man. Going out to the Human Boxing Encyclopedia, Eddie Atlas, aka Mosquito Spray. You're live on the chat with the Woodpack. Talk to me, big bro. What's popping?
E3, what's happening, man? How you doing?
Good, man. I'm glad to have you on, my brother. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Everybody like, subscribe, become a part of the Wolfpack, man. Join E3 the Nation. That's first off. Second off, and he know who I'm talking to. Hey, you scraggly goatee, comb over wearing cocksucker. What you gonna do to me?
I'm gonna whoop your fat ass, knock out the ice cream out your mouth.
Okay, we gonna see, nigga. We gonna see. I heard you talking all that shit.
I would never lose to a man that's 5'3", 260 pounds with a 16-inch arm reach.
All right, nigga. You remember Ronda Rousey thought she could learn how to box in a few years too, don't you? Remember Conor McGregor thought he could too. Remember what happened to their ass? You think about that when you went there.
All right. You gonna need a ladder
and I ain't gonna take it easy on your cocksucking ass. Nigga.
Hey, Ayo, he need a ladder to climb through the second rope in the ring, man. That's how short he is.
Yeah, you ain't gonna need a ladder to stop your whole ass. I know that. But anyhow, back on point though, yeah, man. You know, it's just more the status quo, man. These niggas trying to talk about all this old this and that and this. They don't want to fight, man. They don't trust that guy. And and Errol Spence, aka the employee of the fucking month, is going right along with this shit. That's all I got really say. There ain't really much in that whole ass shit, man. Niggas ain't trying to fight nobody, man. Nigga fighting Keith. This is a fucking disgrace.
He said he the employee of the month.
Yeah.
I've been saying the employee of the year.
Oh man, that nigga on the wall at McDowell's and shit, man.
Don't be mad, Mosquito, because he's staying with his company.
Yeah, this is a fucking slap in the face to sport of boxing, man. This nigga fighting Keith Thurman at 54. I mean, it ain't no defending that shit. Nigga straight up Errol Section, they talking about that shit okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Man, press a privilege. Man, that nigga going along with our hand.
Hey, Mosquito, come on, Mosquito. They say you the boxing encyclopedia, so you know about boxing, and you know when you want a hymns in boxing, and Earl is one of them hymns, you get special privileges, sir.
A hymn. What he tell me what he's accomplished to be a hymn though. He's been professional since 2012, and he has collected 3 belts in one weight class.
All right, look, you say tell you why he's so special. Ask Terence Crawford, who begging on his knees profusely for the goddamn fight.
This nigga here, boy.
Oh man,
This nigga
goddamn
said profusely.
IOTBA, aka Rumpelstiltskin. This nigga trolling like a bitch. Y'all niggas tripping, boy.
Nah,
Golly.
but you say like whoop-de whoop this and whoop-de whoop that. Terence Crawford the one who been begging for this fight. So you talk about what Errol Spence done did. Obviously, Errol Spence done did something because Terence Crawford, he the one who is out here begging this dude literally for this fight. But then y'all say, you know what tripped me out with people who say the people who defend this Spence is delusional. Y'all is delusional because after Crawford, he had to fight right here after all them years. He said nobody don't want to fight him. And then this dude in negotiations with two people at the same damn time and choose David Avenesian over Errol Spence, and y'all want to put blame on Errol Spence?
No, he didn't choose him over Errol Spence. He chose him because he wanted to fight before the calendar year was up to sharpen up real quick and come back to the table for the March or whatever month they wanted to fight in. And then tell me this, Ayo. Just tell me this fact, brother. Okay, over these since Terence Crawford became a champion on what June 9th, 2018, and since then till now, we've seen what now minus the talking and tweeting and all that gay ass shit. We seen what Crawford, the efforts he's made. What has Spence physically done to try to make this fight happen over all this time? I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about a tweet saying we're gonna see who holding up belts or I'm gonna do this or do that. What has he? What actions has he actually taken?
Listen,
to make this try to make this fight happen.
Hey, listen. I was one of the ones that said Errol Spence deserved criticism, and I was giving them criticism because he opened his mouth and he shouldn't have said, go get a belt. So he deserved all that criticism. I ain't defending him on that because I criticized him on that. He deserved all the smoke for saying, go get a belt, then I fight you. And then when Terence Crawford got his belt, then he didn't fight him. And he said, I'm on you on the wrong side of the street. Now, what I want y'all to understand in boxing, see, y'all just thinking as fans, but y'all ain't thinking in boxing this is what they do. They are prize fucking fighters, fam. When you get to a level, you got to do what's best for you at this level that anticipates up to a big fight. Earl did what he was supposed to do. He got 3 belts. Opportunity was right there for Terence Crawford. He fucking chose David Avenesian. And you niggas on here
that was
mad
the biggest prize at the moment. David Avenesian. It was guaranteed money.
Man,
what's the problem?
See, Ether, see,
You
there you
couldn't
go.
just had a fight
with no prize.
He did what's best for himself.
And Ayo,
there you go.
tell me this, Ayo. Is any fighter at that level supposed to come into the biggest fight of their professional career on 15, 16 months of inactivity? If it can be helped, let's say you were advising a top 5 fighter in the world right now, and you as manager, and you got a chance to take a quick tune-up, a few months out, are you not going to do that? You're going to come into the biggest fight of your professional career that's going to make or break you breaking through where you can make 8-figure paydays going forward. This fight will prepare you to that. You're going to come to that fight on 15, 16 months of inactivity.
Absolutely. Because this one you got to hold on, let me answer the question.
Don't make me for it.
Absolutely. Because it ain't like Terence Crawford, a Devin Haney, or a Shakur Stevenson where he 24 and 25 years old. This is a 35-year-old man. And these niggas try to preach to us. They tell us all the time, oh, Crawford a 3-division champion. Oh, Crawford don't need this Errol Spence fight. He already in the Hall of Fame. So hell fucking yeah. That was his fault. Because let me tell you why. He fought in November. This nigga, if negotiation wasn't going good from November of 21 to April, nigga, you should have planned a motherfucking fight then, especially if you knew Earl was fighting in fucking April. So that's Crawford's fault. Don't blame that on Earl.
Hey, Ayo, don't forget the myth that he in shape 24/7. So what the fuck he
in
needed to
shape 20. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even his man. oh,
So there's no
it's
such
no,
thing as
it's
ring rust now.
nothing,
Ring rust is
nothing,
not.
but
Let me ask y'all a question.
nothing can simulate fighting like fighting, man. You can run 1,000 miles, you can chop, you know what I'm saying? You can hit the bag 1,000 rounds. You know this, you done been in plenty of gyms. It ain't
hold up
nothing
real quick, mosquito spray. Hold up. Since Terence Crawford, because you just said, because I used to say this. You said June 9th, 2018. If I'm not correct, how many fights have Terence Crawford had since June 9th, 2018 up to now? Like 7 or something? He's 7-0.
Yes, 7.
Yeah, something like that.
He's 7-0 with 7 knockouts. Okay, now I want everybody to riddle me this. How many fights Errol Spence fought since then? Because I want everybody to not to fucking forget. See, y'all want to talk about ring rust. Let's talk about Errol Spence and how Errol Spence had that horrific fucking car accident and was out, and how he had that fucking eye retina.
Don't forget about COVID, Ayo. Don't forget about COVID.
Ayo, hold on, Ayo.
COVID. No, hold up.
Well, Bud fought during the COVID.
No, y'all want to talk about
that's self-induced, man. That's self-induced.
No, okay, so you're right.
And in 2018, I'm gonna tell you a little. I'm gonna let you in on a little thing. Everybody on about to hear it. I was at the Old Breeders out in Duncanville one night. Guess who was there? Shoulder touching mine in the circle, doing you know what. So I seen it firsthand. You know what I'm saying? That shit was self-induced.
So look, it doesn't matter.
So it can't be like it ain't like he had some tragedy or something that was out of his control.
See,
you know what I'm saying? We can't make that excuse, man.
No, I ain't making no excuse, nigga.
And then Ayo, he could have fought Crawford instead of fucking Mikey Garcia. You know what I'm saying?
No, hold up.
And a few other guys, man.
No, mosquito spray. Before we go there, you said I'm making the excuse.
No, he's following the PBC plan.
No, hold up. I'm talking to mosquito spray.
Yeah, you talking about the horrific car wreck.
Mosquito spray. Before you go there, you said I'm making the excuse. I ain't making no excuse. That is a fact. Whether it was self-induced or not, we all know this. Earl deserved to be criticized for him even putting himself in that situation. But what I'm saying is, whether if it's self-induced or not, it happened. And since June the 9th, 2018, Terence Crawford done had 7 fights. Errol Spence done had like 3 and 4. So when you niggas bring, and then coming back from a bad car wreck and fucking eye retina and COVID and all that shit. So for you niggas to make excuse talking about, oh, Terence Crawford been out the ring for 15 months. How long fucking Errol Spence was out the goddamn ring?
So it's
fucking. Let me ask you this, Ayo. You remember after Spence got that razor thin split decision over Sean Porter? What happened immediately after his interview? Who came in the ring?
Okay.
What fighter came in the ring? More specific.
Okay.
Danny Garcia, right? That fight was mapped out. So all this old regardless if he had a car wreck or not, he was still going to fight Danny Garcia, man.
Exactly.
So we can't do that shit. That could have been and then at the Danny Garcia fight when Terence Crawford came all the way from Omaha down to Dallas. Errol Sexuals blocked his ring to try to
this
promote the
what I
fight
don't
with
get with
fans.
you niggas. This is what I don't get with you niggas, right? This is what I don't get with you niggas, mosquito spray. You would sit up here, man, go. Oh my god, bro.
That truth hurt, don't
no, like I don't get like
Hey, Ayo, I have to listen to this bullshit every day, man. This is nonsense.
You can't stand the truth, man. What have I said? Have I said anything that's untrue?
No, but see, you looking at the fact, you niggas will sit up here and talk about Terence Crawford. Y'all don't want him going into a fight with 15, 16 months layoff. Errol Spence came back from a horrific fucking accident.
Oh my god!
Hold up.
Listen, somebody get the baby violin out, man. Somebody get the baby violin.
You want us to give Earl a gold medal for that shit,
Ayo? He came back and fought
baby violin for Ayo. Yo, Ayo, can I ask you a question? Is Spence a better Spence is a bigger pay-per-view star, right? Obviously. So if you're such a star, that means you got value. That means the person that you fighting end up making money because you got value. The non-guarantee in they purses shows that Spence is not a pay-per-view star. Because when Canelo gets in the ring, Plant got $10 million.
Brimley, didn't you say they didn't have a budget? So you contradicting yourself.
No, they didn't have a budget because they doing bad. No, don't get me started.
So which one is it? So is it the budget or Earl Spence not a pay-per-view star? Which one is it?
It's both.
Which one? Why is it?
It's looking
Why
like
didn't they
both.
put a
It's all of the
guarantee on the
above.
table?
All A, B, C,
Nah,
D.
come on,
D,
bro.
motherfucker. All of the
Mosquito
fucking
spray.
above.
Mosquito
Yes, sir.
spray. Now I got to get back to you because you said you didn't want Crawford coming in on the 15-month layoff. This nigga done had 7 fights. He had 6 fights at that time. In 5
The,
years,
th-
Errol Spence only had like 3.
the point I was trying to make earlier, man, when I was talking about, you know what I'm saying, you done been in jail, you done seen the first hand, man. He 35 years old. You got to make sure you still got it, man, before you get in the ring and for the biggest fight of your
What?
career. I mean, come on, man.
Hold up.
He
start. That's when you.
35, bro.
Hold up. Did he just say that, Fish?
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
he said
Was that, wait a minute. Was that outrageous to say?
Yes, it was.
He 35,
Hold
man.
up. This motherfucking Crawford.
He
y'all
the
say all
number
the
one
time
fighter in the world, and he got
now we gonna
he
act
got
like
to
he
test
not.
to see if he still got it. Are you serious?
Oh my God.
Are you
Man, y'all
serious? He the
niggas
number
tripping,
one
bro.
fighter in the world, and he got to test
Hey,
himself to see
you
if
know
he
what I'm
still
saying? You
got it.
you have to stay sharp, man. Sparring and fighting under lights is
Oh
two
my
different
Man,
things,
I
God.
man.
heard it.
Which is
Crawford
You
why
ain't heard
Errol Spence
shit.
is taking a tune-up right now before he wants to fight
Yeah.
Terence Crawford.
So
Yeah.
Thurman is a tune-up?
Yeah,
he had to
Yeah,
see if
okay.
fucking
he
right, he a
still had it
tune-up.
At this point,
Nigga ain't
Thurman is
fight
a
for no
tune-up
fucking
at this
belt.
point.
against
That's
Avenesian.
disrespectful.
Against
Nigga's a
At 50,
tune-up,
Avenesian,
bro.
he needed to see if
and
he still got it.
then at 54, man. So okay. So since y'all boy such a tough guy, why don't he just defend the title against Ennis and then fight Crawford after that?
It ain't about the
Defend the title
title.
against Ennis.
Here come the excuses now. What? I don't
Hold
hear.
up.
It ain't
Defend the
about the
title
title,
against
Yeah.
bro.
Ennis.
He's a
Didn't
prize
Ennis just
fighter.
get through with a
That's
goddamn fight?
that's mandatory, ain't it?
Didn't Ennis just get through with a fight?
He can
Yeah,
still
he
make
just
a
got
fight
through with
at
a
any
fight,
point.
but the Spence had announced a fight date yet.
Bro,
I'm
they
sure Ennis
fighting
get.
in April, bro. We already know that.
I'm sure Ennis wouldn't have a problem getting in the ring 3 months from now. I'm pretty
Man,
sure
listen,
he'd be
fam.
all
Listen.
for that.
Look, they fighting at 154, fam. You niggas salty because
Why?
Errol
Yeah.
Why
Spence
they fighting at
let
154 out here?
Because
you
he
see
don't
the
feel come
thing
back to the
is,
division.
Fat
Terence
ass nigga
Crawford.
can't make weight.
Hey, look, Fish,
Hold that nigga accountable, Ayo.
I ain't holding them accountable for nothing. Look,
Yeah,
Fish,
yeah.
this the
And
thing, right?
You never
Because
hold
you
him
niggas
accountable.
don't hold you niggas don't hold Terence Crawford
and
accountable.
you know
See,
what E3,
no,
man.
hold up.
I
Let me tell you.
done thought about this, man.
What's that,
You know
Mosquito?
what? You know what else it probably is, man.
What's
Because
that?
you know Al Heyman. I already said I don't believe Al Heyman is all the way confident that his guy can win. They're probably trying to build another advantage. Let's put on more weight, make Crawford come up fight us at 54, and see if that'll help. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
because
because
another
PBC
thing I
don't
think
make
they're
fights
doing.
unless they know their fighter can win or if they can get 80% or more of the advantages. And that's why when Crawford fought that fight, they was like, oh, they ain't gonna do the deal now because that's one of the advantages they need because they're not confident in the fight. And that's taking away the sport of boxing, bro. It's
Allegedly.
Hey, I
corny.
also think that
Say
Hey, Brim,
allegedly,
can I ask you a
Hey,
question?
hold on,
Brendan.
Ayo. Let me make this real quick point. This is my theory. I think Errol Spence is gonna stay at 154 because
Yep,
he's still running from Terence Crawford.
Yep.
But I think the reason why he's holding on to them belts, I think Al Heyman is trying to find a plan to keep those belts on the same side of his feet. That's what he's doing. So he's
Why
trying to figure
wouldn't
out if he's going to be Boost to get the belts, or if it's going to be Thurman, or if it's going to be Stan. Like, that's what he's trying to do right now. That's
Why
just my
wouldn't he though,
personal opinion.
E3?
I could be wrong.
No, you
But
right. You
Go
could
ahead,
be
Ayo.
right. No, let me ask you, E3. Why wouldn't he though?
I'm not saying why would. I mean, that's it.
the
Why wouldn't he?
but the bad thing, and I believe it's gonna happen this way, man. The belt's gonna get spread back out, man. Because you're gonna have the Ortiz and Stanley Owners. That's probably gonna become the WBA champion. Then the damn whoever the WBC guy is, you know what I'm saying? That shit gonna get spread back out again, and then it's gonna be fucking pointless. But all this time, all these oiled up niggas been talking about this great plan and shit. Now all of a
No,
sudden
it
it don't
won't be
matter.
pointless. Your boy will finally have a good resume if he fight everybody he need to fight to
Man,
attain
shut
those
your
titles.
ass up, nigga.
I
You
know
don't, man,
PBC
shut up.
hiding, playing peekaboo with their fighters. I'm
Hey,
gonna fight
Brim,
Terence
can I ask
Crawford,
you
and
a
y'all
Hey,
try to
question,
keep it
Mosquito,
Brim?
can
against
you
Crawford.
enlighten me, bro? What is so great about Errol Spence's resume?
Seriously,
Man,
Danny Garcia ain't did shit after
exactly. You a
140.
Hold
hater.
on, Brim. I asked Mosquito. Go ahead, the boxing historian. Go ahead and break it down, bro.
Man, they and then earlier, we talking about just for comparison's sake,
Answer the
Tim
fucking
Bradley.
question, man.
I'm about to, cocksucker. Let me talk. As much as your big head ass talk, you need to shut up and listen every now and then. Maybe you'll learn something. But anyhow, before I rule interrupted, we were talking about Bradley earlier. The two big names that got him in the Hall
Take
of
your
Fame, the Victor
mouthpiece out, bitch. Before you
God
say
damn,
anything.
cocksucker. Nigga, fix your comb over. Shit.
That nigga got a comb over.
but say so the two big names is getting Bradley in the Hall of Fame is Victor Pacquiao and then he whitewashed Marquez. You know what I'm saying? Name one comparable opponent Errol Spence has had on his resume that can compare to either one of those victories Bradley had. Because some Errol Spence got the nerve to think Errol Spence gonna get in the Hall of Fame. I said this a long time ago to your brother E3. Earl can only hope that when he's done that his career can even measure up to Donald Curry.
Right.
Errol Spence at this point ain't even the greatest fighter to come out the Metroplex. Let's get that straight.
You don't think Earl gonna make?
No, Donald Curry, man, is in the Hall of Fame.
No. I ain't talking about
that. If he got hurt, if he had another accident today and could never fight again, fuck no, he ain't going off.
Stop going off. Stop telling me if mosquito spray. Now, let me ask you a question. Mosquito spray and Brim. This question is for y'all, right? Because I heard Brim say Keith Thurman is a tune-up. So I'm asking Mosquito Spray and Brim this. Was David Avanesian a tougher opponent than Keith Thurman, who Errol Spence won the fight?
I'm not gonna say he was because we don't know what Thurman gonna look like when he get in the ring. But right now, I'm not gonna say he was. Like I said, no. Right now, I'm not gonna say he was. No.
Okay, Brim.
No, I'm not gonna say that either.
Yeah, so
Thurman got a Thurman.
Why you ain't ask me, Ayo? Why you ain't ask me?
He does. Thurman has a championship pedigree, but the problem is Thurman is probably 75% of the fighter that he once was. Those injuries and all that inactivity has taken away from that. He's a soft body right now, bro.
The problem I have with him fighting Thurman is not that he's fighting Thurman. That's cool. I've got a problem that would be in the fucking 54. I know his motherfucking ass ain't gonna come back to 47.
Hey, so he already said why you saying 50 that's the problem. Hold up, keep it right there real quick. You said you got to have a problem with him fighting the 154. I was just talking to my doggy Thriller. See, this what you niggas got double standards at. Because when you was him, you could do that. So I was talking to my doggy Thriller about this the other day. I said, well, damn, E3. I said, Floyd Mayweather, he made Canelo as a champion come fight him at 152. Niggas didn't have a problem with that because Floyd flexed how he was the A-side. So what's wrong with Spence flexing who he is as the A-side and going to take him a fight at 154?
That's a great point.
No, it ain't no great point because Spence is not even to be mentioned in the same sentence. And what happened with that was, I'm gonna tell you how that Canelo thing happened. If you go back and watch the All Access, Canelo's only camera said we'll fight him at 150. So the champ was like, okay, come do it then. They met him in the middle. That's how that shit happened. And Floyd May was on that level. Spence ain't did shit to be on that level.
That's in the same sense, bro.
He is not. He is not
comparing no.
So what Hall of Fame does Spence beat? You say he's in the Hall of Fame right now.
Mikey Garcia, according to you, Mosquito Spray, in your own words.
Mikey Garcia, hold on, if he goes in the Hall of Fame, he'll go back to company. He's a 4-division champion, but it's not a show
thing. Can you make him be quiet?
Hey, who Mikey Garcia beat though?
Man, don't do that, E3.
No, nigga, I'm gonna do
he beat some guys now. He got a resume.
Who did he beat, Mosquito?
He stopped what's my man from Puerto Rico, the one that ended up losing to Salido, beat him. He beat Rocket Martinez. He beat Lipinets when he was the undefeated world champion. He destroyed. I was watching your feed. Matter of fact, I was watching your feed on Facebook when he stopped the teaching it. You like, God damn! I remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was a teaching this that cat at 35 when he caught him with that uppercut and came back with that right hand and he passed out. Right. Yeah, so he done fought some guys. E3. Mike Garcia, I like him for a reason. He was destroying Salido before he got his nose broke in the head. But
you hear me?
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. But
so he done fought some guys. But the thing is, Mike,
logic though, he ain't fought no big names, so he ain't did shit.
Yeah, the problem with Mike Garcia, he's not an elite 47 pounder. 47 is too big for him. He's kind of like Eric Morales was. Kell Brook was coming.
What happened?
I think his audio cut out. You said what, Ayo?
I said Kell Brook wasn't elite E3.
Kell Brook ain't no Hall of Famer.
Man, I'm asking you, was he elite? Because
No.
listen, Kell Brook was the
elite
same
is Hall of
nigga
Famers.
who
No,
gave
he
Sean
was not
Porter his
elite.
first loss.
You said what, bro?
Kell Brook was piecing up Triple G until Triple G power came through
Nigga,
and broke
Triple
his.
G ain't shit.
He was piecing up Errol Spence too before he got wore down in that fight. He was piecing Spence
Look,
up
I
too.
agree. The first 6 rounds, it was like, I mean, 4-2.
Yeah, I had a 4-2 Brook. Yeah, I had the
Yeah,
same
me
way.
too.
I was watching that shit. Yep. But
But Earl stopped him though, bro.
Because I didn't expect Brook to take that fight. I was surprised and respected him for taking it because he was coming down 2 weight classes and off a broken eye socket. You know what I'm saying? I figured he would
I don't
just
give
drop
Earl
his
credit
belt.
for that fight.
Yeah,
Man,
but
you don't give him no credit for that fight,
but at that time of the fight, Kell Brook was not in the top 10 pound for pound on nobody's
Man,
list.
Kell
So
Brook was a top 140. Like he was at that time. I think Kell Brook was Floyd still fighting then? I think Floyd was done, but I think Kell Brook was the most probably feared 147, especially after he beat Sean Porter. Now come on, y'all, man.
he was one of the top. It was out of him and Thurman at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Like
that
put
was
some
the
respect
landscape.
on that Kell Brook win, E3.
I mean, I give him credit for it, but he ain't beat no Hall of Famer that night or a top 10 pound for pound fighter. So my question
What about
remains,
Lamar Peterson? He
he ain't
stopped
no
him.
Hall of Famer. He ain't, and Peterson was shot worn that time. He got destroyed by Matisse.
Oh man!
He had been
So
in some
when we
wars,
say
man.
Porter was shot when he fought
Hell,
Terence
his
Crawford,
very
you
next
don't
fight.
take that?
Did y'all see Peterson fight Lipinets after the Spence fight? Did y'all see what happened in that fight when he fucking retired after the fight? All
What
right, he
about
was shot
Porter?
worn.
What about Porter and Crawford? Was that a shot fighter Crawford fought?
No, it wasn't because he gave Spence fight of his fucking life.
How?
Okay, so when he got knocked down by Spence, what did he do when he got up?
Man, that was 4 years before he fought Crawford.
Was he looking over at Kenny, waiting for him to do something, or what did he do? He looked at Spence and waved him on, told him to come on. He bounced right up.
Anything?
Huh?
What did that have to do with the question?
Because Spence had a life and death struggle. Y'all just don't want to give Crawford the credit, so he had to be shot one because it's 2 years later or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's aerosexual logic. That's all it is,
but Mosquito Spray, he fought Porter 4 years.
No, it wasn't 4. It wasn't no 4 years, man. Spence fought him in 2019.
Okay. Yeah, but he fought like 2 years before that.
2 years.
Crazy, man.
IO reached TBA.
I'm just saying.
What about Kell Brook? Was he shot when he fought Terence Crawford? Mosquito Spray?
No, he's coming off a 2-3 fight win streak when he got in the ring with Crawford.
Boy, this nigga Mosquito Spray got everything good to say about.
I told you I give Spence credit for the Brook victory, man. But he didn't beat the Hall of Fame or top 10 pound fighter that night. What I asked you earlier, you still ain't answered me, brother. Who has Spence beat to put him in the Hall of Fame?
No, I said Spence gonna make the Hall of Fame. You can't.
He got a lot of work to do. Shit, he got a lot of work to do.
He asked you who he beat.
He didn't say what you thought. He said who did he beat?
No,
that's gonna put him in the Hall of Fame.
His resume speaks for itself, bro.
Spence done
took.
Oh my
God! Look, even though, Spence done took the belt from 3 champions.
Oh my God!
But see, let's get back on Crawford. So Mosquito Spray, what you got to say about Crawford saying Amir Khan was a signature victory for him?
Hey, he said that.
No, listen, Mosquito. He said that was a signature victory.
I mean, it just at that point, I'm not gonna lie. Amir Khan was no more than a name. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a dangerous fight at that time.
All right.
But the difference now, I will give Crawford credit for this now. In all the fights that Khan been stopped in, you go all the way back to Bradis Prescott, Canelo, and all them fights. Danny Garcia when he landed them hooks or whatever. All them fights, Amir Khan was up on the card and out boxing these guys. Terence Crawford was out boxing Amir Khan that night. You know what I'm saying? And Crawford looked for somewhere, and I mean not Crawford, Khan was looking for somewhere to sit down. You know what I'm saying? So
You
that's
just said
that's
who have Earl beat? Who have
yeah.
Crawford beat?
With Crawford don't have a Hall of Fame on his resume. The thing with him is the accomplishments he has
No, I'm saying who he beat
achieved
though.
across three
What's
different
his
weight classes.
signature win?
Well, I say his signature wins. He did the same thing Spence did. He went over to Scotland and took the belt from Ricky Burns for his first belt.
Ricky Burns.
Ricky
Ricky
Burns, yeah,
Burns is the fucking three division champion.
a two division world champion at
That's
35
his
and 40.
Oh, it's
signature
2. I thought
win.
it was 3, Mosquito.
No, I'm not saying win. I'm talking about wins up. I got more to call out now. Let me get to him, brother. Now you got Ricky Burns. My man, what's my man? He was the ex-WBC champion, the one that knocked out he used to be out in the wild card gym with Pacquiao there. Ray,
Hey,
what's his
everybody
last
listening,
name?
that's Mosquito Spray Shoulder doing that noise.
Man, let me snap my finger, cocksucker. I can't think of the name. Ray, what's Ray? He was at 35. Trying to think of his name.
I'll say Ray Beltran, but that's not him.
Yeah, Ray Beltran. I mean, he was a good solid fighter or whatever.
Wow.
But ex-world champion. At 40 we got
Yo, hold on,
40,
mosquito. I'm sorry to interrupt you for a second, man. See, the problem with this is the very thing that they're using to go against Crawford is the very reason why it happens this way. Is because PBC, once he got to 147, is keeping their fighters away from him.
Man, his resume.
Yeah, and then at 140,
Danny Garcia was getting $3 million guaranteed to fight Crawford, and he goes off and fight who? Who did he go fight? Ayo, who did Danny Garcia go fight?
Yeah, then at 40 you got
Crawford is with Top Rank. He ain't with PBC. PBC gonna do what's best for them, fam.
Oh my god,
scary ass niggas.
All right,
like you can say 40, what you want to say. Business is business.
You must biggest victory at 40
trash business
with my man Posto, and then don't forget Danny Garcia dropped his WBC belt at 40 to run away from Posto. That's how Posto
Danny
became
Garcia
champion.
ran away from Posto.
Who did he fight instead of Posto? Who did he fight instead of Posto? Mosquito Spray.
He jumped another weight class. He went up to 47. That's what he did.
And who did he fight?
Probably fucking Brandon Rios or something, nigga. I don't know. You go back and look.
Robert Guerrero.
For your ugly ass.
You the fucking encyclopedia. What the fuck? Were
you the cocksucker trying to debunk my points, cocksucker? So you look that shit up. I ain't gonna help your ass out. Shit.
Robert Guerrero. He went up there and won the belt from Robert Guerrero at 147.
All right, so that ain't all right. So he got away. He moved away from Posto. Posto had just don't forget it destroyed Matisse when he was still the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up, Danny Garcia beat Matisse first.
Yeah, he beat him first, but
when he was the boogeyman.
Posto stopped him. He stopped him with one punch. You know what I'm saying? Made that cat quit on a knee because he even though if you look at his record, he had like 20 wins with 7 knockouts. But that how some guys just like Charlo's done since he got with Derrick James compared to when he was Ronnie Shields. Same thing. When he got Posto with Freddie Roach, he started stopping guys, man. And Danny Garcia didn't want no parts of that. Crawford took it on. She got that victory. So that was a signature win. And then the Julius Ndongo because he became as an undisputed fight.
Julius Ndongo.
It was a signature. He became an undisputed champion, man. It made him undisputed champion.
Nigga had 2 belts.
You asked me about signature. You asked me about signature.
That was a signature win in Ndongo.
Because of the accomplishment, man, and Ndongo was an undefeated 2-belt champion, man. So what are we saying?
Bro, Crawford basically was handed the belts at 140.
He wasn't, man. He had to go in there and stop the man to get him, man. What are you talking about? And Ndongo was a 2-belt champion, man.
Bro, Crawford been in fights where he was 100 to 1 on the odds, bro. 1,000, 10,000 to 1.
Oh shit! What fight did Spence got in the ring and we like I don't know.
Everybody thought
because Ayo, check this out. And I remember you saying this shit. You were saying this shit. You was one of the ones saying Crawford gonna get stopped by Porter, right?
Hold up,
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
I don't know exactly what I said, but I thought, look, I ain't gonna sit up here and say if you say I said that, I ain't gonna sit up here and say I didn't say it. But what I did thought was that Sean Porter was gonna come in this fight and give Crawford a tough fight. But I found out some stuff that happened on the outside of the ring with Porter.
You know what? I thought Porter was gonna be his toughest fight too, until I heard Kenny Porter talking about how he didn't
Oh
train.
shit!
He
See
didn't
the
train.
excuse,
He didn't
the
listen the whole
excuses,
camp.
man.
No, it ain't
Y'all
no
niggas,
excuses. It's reality. It's what happened.
hey, y'all niggas worse than the niggas riding around the sports car to V6, riding around making excuses all goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Hey, so look, you just made an excuse though, mosquito spray. You said
what excuse?
Crawford. You said Crawford didn't want to be out for 15 months to fight Errol Spence, so he went and
How's
fought
that an excuse?
David Avenese.
That is an excuse. That's an excuse.
Oh shit!
It would have been 17 months.
All right, so y'all, so all y'all Cowboy fans then. So are they supposed to go to Frisco week and only practice 2 days this week? Would y'all be okay with that? Y'all feel good about that, guys? If they only practice if they only practice Monday and Tuesday, when to go play? Oh, it don't make sense, but it makes sense.
It's only really like 2 full practice days a week.
Because they just blew out Tampa Bay. They look good, didn't they? They only need 2 days of practice to beat Frisco,
yeah, but
right?
why you making the excuse for Crawford though, bro? After this dude was begging for 5 years for that fight, mosquito spray.
Hey, hold on, y'all. Let me catch this super chat, fellas. Shout out to my nigga Truly Israel, man, for that $9.99 super chat donation. He said one of the funniest comments I've seen on YouTube, the greatest ducks of all time. Daffy Duck at number 1, Donald Duck at number 2, Darkwing Duck at number 3, Errol Spence at number 4. Love the show. Salute Black Picasso and the Woodpack. I appreciate it. Hey, I would have Earl number 1. Me personally. But go ahead, fellas. My bad. Y'all good.
Yeah, this guy, man. He and then the thing is, man, he done flat out lied. He lied to y'all, man. And then the night the same day, I seen this on another thing earlier, man. The same day Crawford fought Avenese and Spence put them shirts out, talking about strap season, looking at closets and all this shit. Now
charging $80 for that cat.
The nigga done pulled them hoes offline. They ain't for sale no more. Nowhere to be found. This nigga ain't even mentioned them motherfuckers.
He said it was a limited edition.
Yeah, that was so limited that he had to take them off the website because they ain't
that nigga.
Hold up real quick, mosquito spray.
He had to listen to his balls.
Mosquito spray. See, this is why I wanted
shirts.
I wanted to go back to this when you was talking about Errol Spence. See, you should remember this. They said people was calling Errol Spence. Well, before I say this, I want everybody to remember, if you've been watching boxing, it was this fighter called Jeff Lacey. I think everybody was so hyped about him. You know, he went across the pond and fought that dude.
Kazagi.
Put the beats on him.
And Kazagi beat the shit out of him. Everybody was calling Errol Spence the next Jeff Lacey. I don't know if everybody remember that, but that's what they was calling him. The next Jeff Lacey.
If he had to fall Crawford in 18, it might have happened.
No, they thought he was gonna be Jeff Lacey. No, hold up, I'm getting to it. They thought he was gonna be Jeff Lacey and go across the pond and lose to Kell Brook. Because I don't know if y'all remember, a lot of people had Kell Brook winning that fight, bro. They thought Kell Brook was the bigger, stronger fighter at the time because Earl wasn't grown all the way in his weight yet. They thought Kell Brook had more experience, and Earl went over there and dominated the dude in the second half of the fight.
How wasn't Earl grown in at the weight when he moved down from 154 to 147, bro?
Man, come eat Thriller. Yeah. I'm talking about.
Fuck you talking about?
Kell Brook
at talking out his ass cheeks, bro.
Kell Brook was the bigger 147.
Well, you can say that, but don't say he wasn't grown into his weight.
He was young. Errol Spence was way younger, bro.
He's a big welterweight though, man. Even when he first turned pro, because welterweight in the amateur was 52. You know what I'm saying? So he been at the weight for years, man. So I mean, he wasn't, and then his first pro fight was at 54. He was transitioning, to 47 for the pro game, whatever. But he was a big, Brook, just had the more experience. He had the experience advantage, but it wasn't no. Like Vegas had, you know what I'm saying? Kell Brook is no big favorite, nothing like that. Some people might have had a 50-50 fight. There was some experts that were saying Spence was gonna lose based on the inexperience, but a lot of people like me, like you, from the city or anywhere
Yeah.
else, saying
You
Earl
ain't
Now,
from
Spence
I
gonna
was
go
Dallas
over and
no
nervous.
stop
more.
Look,
that
bro,
guy.
I
Stop
was
claiming
look. I'm
Dallas.
not gonna even. I was nervous too. I didn't know if Earl Spence was gonna be Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the city was nervous. We knew Earl Spence looked the part, but we didn't know if he was going to get it done, especially going across the pond. But hold up, fuck all that. Mosquito spray. You on here holding Earl Spence accountable for every fucking thing. All I heard you was saying, Earl Spence should have did this. He should have did that. Now, one fucking time have you been on this panel and you have held Terence Crawford accountable for nothing. This dude just does nothing wrong in your eyes. Why you don't hold him accountable, but you hold Earl Spence accountable for everything?
Because we've seen, I can. If you ask me the same question I asked you earlier, if you ask me what if Terence Crawford done anything over these 4 years, physically done anything, any footwork, anything to try to make the fight happen, I could answer yes, and I could point out the instances. You can't point out one to me with Earl Spence. If you're gonna call him going on tweeting or telling somebody with a microphone in front of him he wants to fight, yeah, that's you can say that. But what has he actually done? He ain't done shit, man.
He signed
What he
off
has,
on
what
on the deal.
what he
He
has
signed off
done,
on the
what
deal
he
and
had,
everything.
what the actions he has taken was steps not to make the fight happen. Paying Stanley on the step aside money so he could fight Ugas when he was tired of that tournament
Why
4 years
wouldn't
because they were mad.
Stanley Onis take that? If Stanley Onis
Be,
gonna
be,
take,
because
hold up, fam.
because he could have fought Terence Crawford
He
then
could have
instead
But
fought
of trying
Terrence
to
Crawford.
entertain
That's the
no,
that.
point,
Let
Io.
them
coulda,
let them do
woulda,
their
should,
tournament and fight
bro.
Terence Crawford. What was wrong with
So
that?
if
He
you
was
gonna
coming off the
fight
Porter
Terence
fight
Crawford,
because the goalpost kept getting moved.
no,
It started from the
no,
ESPN.
no. Listen, is you gonna fight Terence Crawford with 2 belts to 1, or is you
Well,
gonna
what
go
we
try to
doing
get
now?
that?
What we doing now
No,
then?
I'm saying no. Terence Crawford, hold up, Terence Crawford made that dick move to go
Man,
fucking
The
Man,
smart
so
move,
wait a
because
minute. So Errol
PBC
Spence
some
ain't made no
hoes.
bad moves, Io. He ain't did shit. You can't hold him
No,
accountable for
I
nothing no
said
more.
Earl Spence, he fucked up when he said, "Why, go get a belt," and then when
Okay,
he
and
got
what about all the other shit though, Io? You just singling out one thing, bro.
no, that's what he
E3,
fucked up
you know the
at,
problem. You
bro.
know the problem
What
they had. The
other
real
shit?
problem
That's the
they
only
had with this
part
man.
Earl fucked up at is when he said, "Go get a belt," and then why would I fight you
That's
and I
not the
can
only
take the
part where
easy
you
route?
fucked up at, Io.
Where
You
else he
capping,
fucked
bro.
up at?
Well, what Mosquito Spray is talking about right now. Instead of paying step aside money, you could have made the fight with Crawford.
So
Yeah,
listen, E3, and I just said, why would he go in that fight with 2 belts to 1 if we thinking business wise?
Why
When
not?
you
because
know,
He was still
what
gonna
is
be
he
the A
doing
side.
now?
Why not?
Because what?
No,
Yeah, because what is he
no, he
doing?
wasn't.
What is he doing
He's the
now?
bigger
Then?
star
What?
because y'all say the belts don't matter anyway, right? So do they matter or
not,
do they
nah,
not?
but look, listen,
We going
belts
off pay
don't
per
matter,
views and
but in
live
certain
gates. He was going to be
no
the bigger
belt,
star. Period.
belts don't matter, but in certain situations they do.
Yeah, in
There
context,
you go.
you
Basically,
got
y'all
in the
moving the
You
goalposts now.
sound just
no,
They
it's
they they,
whatever
ma-
Y'all
they
moving
matter.
the
he
matter.
fit
goalposts
right
now.
in
They
with
they
PBC and Errol
Nah.
Spence with that
See,
goalpost
they
you
move.
act
Skip
like
before Errol
context
Spence
don't
with that
matter,
shit.
E-Thriller.
the belts matter when Terence Crawford is the opponent. That's when
Exactly.
they
Nah,
matter.
no,
Go
y'all,
ahead, Fish.
Everybody
I'm
else
gonna
they
let
you
you
got
go.
to
don't.
take it into context, and y'all like to spin and flip the context to fit it how y'all
We ain't
wanted
spending
to.
and flipping
So
shit. We ain't going
so
along with everything that
so
nigga
yeah,
do like y'all is.
the belts
That
aren't
nigga
the
come out
all be
tomorrow.
all, but sometimes it do that is a measuring stick of who gonna be the A side and B side in certain fights. So in this
Man,
particular
E3,
situation,
these niggas here, boy.
yeah, the belts are a negotiating advantage when it comes
Okay.
to this particular fight.
Got it, Big Fish. Big Fish. This question is for you and Io. What's the difference? 2 belts to 1, 3. What's the difference, bro?
A big difference
How?
because
In
because
terms of
look,
what?
Because of Terence Crawford, man.
it's a
In
big
terms of what?
difference,
Go ahead.
bro. It's a big difference, bro. Because when I was even speaking on Terence Crawford behalf, I said that with Earl Spence having 2 belts, Terence Crawford having 1, Terence Crawford could use his divisions to where he was a unified champion and then been the undisputed. He could have used that against Earl Spence. But when Earl Spence got that 3rd belt to his 1, that didn't matter no more. That threw that argument out the door, what he did at them other divisions, especially when Earl took over 3 belts and had the most of the belts in the division. That just took that argument out the door, E3.
Ayo. You remember the Spence Michael Garcia fight? Now, Mike Garcia was coming up from whether he was coming up from 40 or 35, whichever weight class y'all want to call it.
35. Yep.
He was coming up with no belts, right?
came
He had
up
never
from
fought the
40.
weight.
No, he
Okay.
went back to 35 and then he moved up to 147. Go ahead.
Yeah. So he came up with no belts, you know what I'm saying? And had never fought the weight. All he had was basically like Tony Montana's balls in his word, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why did he get a 50-50 split, man?
Hey, bro, I don't know what he got. You hear me?
Yeah,
I
now
do.
you
They got
don't know what he got.
I don't know what he got because
I can tell you what they got. They had guaranteed purses of $8 million apiece. Him and Mike Garcia. Look it up.
And who was he signed to?
Who was Mike Garcia? Was a free agent.
Who was he signed to in that free agency though?
Nobody.
Who he do a deal with?
Remember,
do a deal with?
Because he did a 1-fight deal with them.
Okay,
at that time.
Same shit Terence Crawford trying to do.
Hey, can I say this real quick?
Trying to make
because he's a free agent.
No, hold on, Fish. No
remember,
answer that, Ayo. Answer Mosquito.
What did he say?
Yeah, he did a 1-fight deal with them because
No,
remember
hold up.
Remember that was after he came because remember he had lost 2 years of his career with Bob Arum. He was a top rank. Remember Bob Arum had tied up in court for 2 years. He couldn't fight during his prime. And then remember Mayweather was courting him, trying to sign him and shit. He stayed a free agent though. He just signed a 1-fight deal.
I could believe. No, I could believe what you said, but it's false because
it's false.
Pretty sure I remember Mikey Garcia fighting Adrian Broner. Didn't he fight Adrian Broner on PBC?
Yeah,
call him and then he called Robert Easter.
Robert Easter.
So you can't tell me that it's a 1-fight deal when he had multiple fights on PBC.
No, they were just bringing him over there because there's nothing.
No, don't do that. Don't. Now you pushing the goal. No, hold up.
I'm not pushing the
goalpost. You just stated out your mouth that he signed a 1-fight deal to fight Errol Spence. That can't be true. When he had multiple fights on PBC fighters, so you're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong, man. Because if what you consider good business, you can come back again, right? Just sign 1 fight at a time. What's so hard about that?
Did you hear what Mosquito Spray said that they both got an $8 million guarantee? So that means Mikey Garcia brought a huge following to the table, so therefore he deserved a 50-50 split with him. And
Spence don't bring shit.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
No.
Remember? And so he got
I feel the bullshit
guaranteed.
coming in your top point.
Can't you? And then on top of that, he got back end money. So he exceeded over $10 million. So they always talk about Errol Spence ain't never made $10 million before.
I got a question.
Hold up, and
maybe you can answer this for me. Ayo,
wasn't Errol Spence didn't he just have 1 belt?
I can't remember that.
I think he just had 1 belt.
He only had 1 belt, Ayo. Yes.
Ayo, I got a question, man. I need to give me some insight, man. Now, don't the fighters when they sign these back end deals, whatever, well, whether it's that or not, you know what I'm saying? When they got it, the pay-per-view has to get a certain number of sales before they can start getting paid, don't?
I'm not sure how that work. I'll be on
commission.
Rick Glazer confirmed that Mosquito Spray. Yes.
Yeah. So the promoters and the networks now they touch it. If it don't hit a certain number, the fighters don't get nothing. And I believe Spence Garcia only did like 300,000 buys, did it, or 350 or something like that.
Yeah, but look, this is a
his highest one too. His first one, Errol Spence's highest pay-per-view was his first one.
Yeah, Mike Garcia, and it shit
Spence don't draw by himself.
It went down since
COVID-19,
bullshit. 2023.
COVID-19.
Hey, I'm about to kill that. Big Fish, Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders did 800,000 buys. What you got to say about
Canelo.
That's exactly. Canelo. So shut the fuck up. Trying to talk about Spencer some kind of star.
If it wasn't for COVID, then
that nigga is a goddamn employee of the month.
Canelo did 1 million buys.
That nigga is Louis Anderson on the fries, nigga.
Hey, hold on, fellas. Let me catch this super chat. Shout out to This Is Rod, man. He said, what you all failed to mention is that Bud said the back end would be 80-20 in ESJ's favor. Bud didn't try to make himself equal. E3 rolled the tape, bro. Hey, man, I appreciate that. And he did say, hey, 80-20, they make their money back. He did say
I thought that was 80-20 is that they would after they make the money, then we get the 80-20 of the split.
in
Yeah, that's
regard to
what I
them.
thought he said too. I don't think he meant 80-20 in Earl favor though.
I don't think so either. I thought he meant that they get to 80 and the investors get 20 after they've made to recoup their money.
Yeah, thank you, Brimley. Thank you. So he still was making himself the A side.
Listen, bro. Big Fish. All they had to do was actually have a conversation and actually entertain it, and that could have been brought to the table, and they could have worked that. And then on top of that, Bud said, "Hey, can we just sit down and make the fight?" But y'all talking about he ducking, and this dude would get 2 lawyers, bring $25 million, ask them to let's sit down and try to hammer and get the deal done, and y'all want to call him a duck? Boy, y'all some clown shoes up in this
Man,
man.
Terence Crawford ego
was
is out of
MIA.
control.
Errol was playing Where's Waldo, letting his boss do his work for him because he's
I put that
employee of the
motherfucker
year.
on the milk carton. He was nowhere to be found.
He was nowhere to be found being employee of the year, letting his boss do his
his
work for him.
representation was there every day. So
And his representation fucked up and didn't get the fucking job
How
done.
did they
Bottom
fuck
line.
up? They got you niggas salty because you
Man,
got
listen,
special
fuck what you
privileges
talking about. I
to
ain't
fight
salty.
154.
I'm a boxing fan. I want to see the best
So
fights.
what?
And
Suck
PBC
it
don't
up.
make the best fights.
Suck it up.
And you
Suck it
condone
up,
that fuck shit. So don't be
Suck
you
it
you
up.
let
We had
them
to
do
suck
fuck
it
shit.
up
So you
when Crawford
own that
fought
fuck
David
shit.
Ebenezer. So suck it up because Earl
Hey,
fighting Keith Thurman. Nigga, eye for an eye.
How do you feel about Earl Spence being
hold on. Brimley, how do you get that we're condoning this out of what we're saying? We saying what it is.
You want to know why you condone it? Because y'all think that shit is funny and cute when Errol Spence when Bud was had to accept $5, right? That shit was funny to y'all. That shit was cute and funny. Y'all niggas keying and shit. And you want to talk about get the fuck out of here, Big Fish. Throw yourself back in the fucking water, Big Fish.
How do you feel about Truly? You know, so all these years Spence been adamant about not fighting Thurman, and now he's fighting Thurman. How do you feel about that?
Hey man, in life, bro, my favorite quote, they say life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, bro. Hey, we may feel one day, we may feel a way another day. We always say it's this girl, we say, man, I ain't fucking with her no more, but guess what we do? We end up fucking with her again. So stop playing with me, Mosquito.
Translation, I'm going to continue to move the goalpost, Mosquito.
Thurman and Barrios did 37K, and y'all want to talk about Bud's drawing power, but he fighting Thurman and watch them both get a guarantee. Man, y'all some assholes. You know that?
Real quick. Shout out to Strada, man, for that $5 donation.
Y'all
He
some
said at
assholes.
IO. Hold on, Brim. He said at IO. When was the last time Errol Spence fought someone that wasn't a PBC fighter before Kell Brook? Don't look it up. Go ahead.
I don't know, but I know this. It's been all you. If you got listen, and this will he failed to.
Let him finish.
This what he failed to mention on that. PBC had all the fighters, so Errol Spence didn't have to go outside to fight nobody else when they had most of the fighters at PBC. Laugh out loud. Whoever sent that super chat, but thank you. But you tried.
So you mean like the Phil Grecos of the world and Chris Van
Man, that was early in his career.
I'm not trying to hear that shit. The Phil Greco.
You tripping, man.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Why would you bring
the golf with Phil Greco?
I'm just saying.
Phil goal kicker.
A nigga that Sean Porter was digging on before he even fought Earl. Once again, all Earl fighters hand me down.
Man.
But see, this is the thing. But you say that's all Earl do. But like what? Like you
besides
niggas you niggas was throwing it in our face. Oh, Terence Crawford got the bag to fight David Ebenezer. You niggas threw that in our face. That was y'all main objective.
Because you said he had no options, though. Ayo,
Okay.
There's a call in the
okay, fine and dandy. I got proved wrong.
Okay,
you had an option. That's not my point. That's fair. My point is, you niggas was throwing it in our face to switch the fucking narrative of this nigga dropping the ball of taking the Errol Spence fight of Crawford got the bag. He got
Listen, bro. What else do you want this guy to do? Bend over and spread it open for him? I mean, come on, bro. The man got 2 lawyers, brought $25 million a piece to the table, asked him to sit down and have an individual conversation to hammer the fight out. If that don't tell you that's a person that's trying to make a fight, you guys are
fucking idiots. And
Hey,
where was Spence at? Letting Al Heyman tell him it's take it or leave it. Fuck out of here, guys. Spence, listen, at least Tank stood up for him fucking self and made sure the fight got done. Spence had his tail between his legs, didn't say shit, and was being employee of the year. Fuck out of here, Io, with the bullshit.
And let's be honest, you talking about got the fight done, Ryan Garcia. Nobody really expects Ryan Garcia to win. The fight gonna be hyped up just because they whoop-de-whoop, but nobody don't expect Ryan Garcia to be.
And nobody expects Spence to beat Crawford. That's why they ain't making a fucking fight.
What you mean nobody expect that?
Listen. Let me ask you a question. How confident do you feel that Spence can beat Crawford?
Listen, bro. I feel
no. Answer the question. Listen, bro. How confident?
Answer.
I don't want no long dissertation. Answer the question straightforward. How confident are you? Fuck out of here, Io.
Okay, well, damn. I ain't even answered you yet, bro. Jesus.
I'm tired of that young mouth bullshit you kicking.
Is that Stephen Briley?
Let me finish speaking.
No.
Like Brim, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this fight is a real close fight. I favor Errol Spence to win because I think he has more bringing to the table. Like, well, I'm gonna just say this. I think Errol Spence is more defensively responsible than Terence Crawford, and that's why I give him.
That's debatable. That's very debatable.
To win this fight. I don't think so.
I'm sorry, Io. Go ahead.
It's a respectable comment, Io, and it is debatable. So I can't dog you out for that statement you made. Continue, sir.
I just think Errol Spence is.
What about his offense? Though?
Like because Crawford is real irresponsible.
Offense,
People always talk about Crawford this and Crawford. Yeah, is he a great fighter? Absolutely. I ain't gonna get out here and downplay who Terence Crawford is. We won't be talking about him if he won one of them wands in boxing. When they come to marketing, personality of a mustard seed.
Shut your ass up. If Errol Spence was born in Omaha, he'd be the same nigga. If the only reason why Errol Spence is where he's at is because he was born in Dallas, Texas. If he was born in Omaha, it'd be no motherfucking difference. Them niggas the same old non-promotional ass niggas.
This is where Io kills me with this personality shit. He acts as though Errol Spence is like a fucking Adrian Broner or something, or Blair Cobbs, or Floyd Mayweather, or Muhammad Ali.
Errol Spence got them good one-liners.
All this nigga do is blink his fucking eyes.
E3, Errol Spence give you good one-liners. Terence Crawford.
Man, that nigga sound like, man, come on. Come on.
Hey, Brim, you stated this earlier. I had forgot, but I'm glad that you brought up Omaha again. Man came back to me. You said that Terence Crawford went down there with 2 lawyers, right?
I didn't say he went down there with 2 lawyers. During the process, he ended up utilizing 2 different lawyers to try to get the fight done.
All right. 2 lawyers, right? And guess what? They was from Omaha. That's why the fucking deal couldn't.
You stupid as hell. See, now you use that just to be a troll. That's a troll type of comment. You's a troll ass nigga, bro. You's a troll ass nigga. Listen. I hope the niggas on Omaha do you like Rick James and beat your leg.
Bro, listen. Shout out to Nebraska. But listen, shout out to Nebraska. Shout out to Omaha. I know it's a lovely little bitty town. Shout out to Omaha. The lovely little
nigga, bro.
Say, Io, did you just hear that shit?
What he say?
He said he hoped them niggas from Omaha whip your legs like they did Rick James.
Hey, I'm sorry, bro. You know that's what his lawyers Hey, look, I'm sorry, y'all. Look, I know all the Omaha niggas mad at me, and the niggas who ride with Terence Crawford, but I'm sorry. They like Omaha, they just ain't never got it done.
Io, man. Whenever I get some time, hey, y'all, check this out. I'm gonna put together a compilation of all the fucked up shit Io done said about Omaha.
No. Listen, I wish I could have Rick James. Hey, you got that Rick James?
Man.
Brilliant with the company eggnog tonight, y'all.
I
Oh,
don't know
man.
that Rick James term they talking about. I ain't never seen it.
You ain't seen Chappelle show, man?
E-Thriller gonna have to send. Do you got it?
You slow ass, bro.
I'll send it to you, bro.
Don't ever talk about Omaha if you don't know about that.
Man, I'm
You
sorry,
slow as
bro,
hell.
because if that's the reason why I couldn't get it done, because the lawyers are from Omaha. Think about it, bro. They just don't get it done.
Man.
Just like PBC, that must mean they work for PBC too.
Wait a minute. How you know that nigga lawyers from Omaha, bro?
Bro, come on now. You know, look, listen.
You stupid, man.
Listen, E3,
This
come
nigga
on now.
horrible,
Hey,
bro.
Bo-Mac got a law degree too.
E3. Listen, E3.
Yeah,
Y'all always talk about Errol Spence turning down fights. How many big fights Terence Crawford done said no to?
Man, how many? Pacquiao, who else?
He didn't say no to Pacquiao. Yo, come on, Big Fish.
It's
Throw
on
yourself back
record.
in the
Bo-Mac
water,
said
Big Fish.
no.
Throw yourself back in the water.
Go ahead, y'all. Make your point, Big Fish. Oh, Ayo, go ahead.
No, it's on record. Bo-Mac said no. I told him to turn down that fight.
Why did he
come
say
on,
no?
man.
Why did he say no?
I mean, it ain't got no. Listen, you want to go the whys?
No. I'm going to tell you why. Do you know why? Because I know why.
But you want to go with the whys and whats. We don't need to care about the whys and whats. Only thing we need to know is he told Terence Crawford to say no.
Because they didn't show proof of funds.
Man, see, it's always not.
Manny Pacquiao was the nigga that wanted $40 million to fight Bud
up there in Omaha. Like, do these niggas know they ABCs and
Wait a minute. Wasn't Manny Pacquiao the nigga that said he had the investors and he was gonna get 40 and Bud?
No, but I'm saying it's always.
So how's that Terence Crawford's fault?
No, but
so you see how that works,
Thriller?
The investors talk. You see how that works. Nobody don't believe that shit when you come talking about I got investments and investments.
Nah, see, Bud would have verified it because, like y'all just said, he's known to walk away from a fight if the money ain't right.
Thriller. But it's always funds and not knowing what's going on when it comes to big fights. How he know with all these other fights? Hold up, I'm confused. Because how he know what's going on in all these other little fights, but he don't know what's going on in these big fights?
Because with Top Rank, he always had upfront guarantee.
No, but he was with Top Rank when they said no to the Pacquiao fight.
Well, then was the investors from Top Rank was
see, there you talk about excuses, Mosquito.
No, I'm asking the question.
Make that point and then not provide proper context behind
it.
I'm asking the question.
So this is my thing. What's the common denominator when it comes to big fights in Terence Crawford?
Niggas ducking them.
No, you don't do that. Yeah. What's the common denominator?
That's the common
denominator. PBC fighters welterweight PBC fighters ducking them.
No, it's always pointing back to him. He always talking about he can't understand.
So wait a minute. Are you trying to sit up here and say that Terence Crawford ducked Manny Pacquiao?
Look, listen. I'm telling you this. They said no.
So what's your point? If he didn't duck him, then
no,
what's your
they
point?
said, listen, that's the common denominator. It always come back.
Oh, he ducked Manny Pacquiao now. Is that what you're saying? I just want you on record.
No, I'm on record saying the common denominator is Terence Crawford. It's always them saying no because they can't understand what's going on in only the big fights. How do y'all understand it in every one of these other fights? But when it comes to the big fights where people don't know if you're going to win or not, yeah, it's a problem.
Boy,
see, look,
you sure you ain't talking about PBC, bro? That sounded like a PBC phrase right there. If you don't know if you're going to win, the fight ain't going to happen.
Brim, I'm being honest, Brim. Let me holler at you real quick. Why did Terence Crawford say no to Terence Crawford? It's the funding. Ain't that a common denominator? Because wasn't it the same funding with the Errol Spence fight too?
Yep, the hedge funds, investments. That's the hypocrisy,
No, it's not hypocrisy. The thing is, though, proof of funds is actually sitting down and actually talking about and showing that. The thing is, the difference between the two scenarios is those investors backed out, so which effectively killed the fight. This one here, they didn't back out. Al Heyman stopped it before it even got a chance to get started.
They didn't back out.
Yeah, the
Did
investors
Terrence?
backed out.
Hold up, hold up.
that's why the Crawford and
Bob didn't want to
Pacquiao
put the
fight
money
didn't
up for
happen.
the fight. Bob didn't want to put the money up because
Oh,
he wasn't
no,
willing to
no,
pay
no,
Manny all that
no.
fucking money
Hey,
during the
hey,
pandemic.
hey, Brim. Earl didn't even get to Al. Earl said, "What about the back end?" So Earl stopped it. It wasn't Al. It didn't even
Oh,
get to
please,
Al.
man. Listen, Earl
Come
didn't stop
on.
nothing. Big
What did
fish.
he say? Did
Bro,
that
I've
not
never
how it
seen a
go?
fish drown in water, but that's you.
Didn't Earl say what about the back end?
He said, "What
Huh?
about the back?" He said, "Listen, man, bro, but
Yeah.
they
So
said we go be
Earl,
good."
the
And he
buck
said,
stopped
"We
it. The buck stopped at Earl Spence. It didn't
yeah,
even have to
because he's
go to Al.
employee of the year, like he's employee of the year."
And then Terence
Hold up,
Crawford took it a
E3.
step further and said, "Let me reach out to Al." So I presented it to Al.
Let him reach out to Al.
Yeah, he told Al Heyman about it.
Hold up. How is he gonna hold up real quick? E3.
That's what he said. Don't ask me
Ho-
how. I'm
no,
telling you
no,
what
no,
he
no, no, no,
said.
no. This is a nigga who his first fight at the age of 35 years old, he finally got out of the wing, and he talking about he want to talk to Al.
Who else are you supposed to talk to?
Why
Al,
wouldn't he
he
talk
couldn't
to Al?
talk to
This
No,
is
but
Spence.
what I'm
going
saying
forward,
is,
Spence was MIA.
what do you think?
Spence can't make his
with
fights.
this
Al makes his fights, bro.
with this
Al was
narrative
the
like
Middleweight, right?
What did he think he was gonna get from him talking to Al? He thought he was
A
gonna get
fight,
special.
a fight,
No,
Goofy.
hold up, E-Thriller. He thought he was gonna get special privileges over Al fighting.
You said what? He thought he was gonna get special privileges over what?
Over Al Heyman fighter in Errol Spence.
How? By presenting a $50 million
No,
deal?
no. He
He could drop
can't
a
see
piece?
there you go again.
How's that special privileges?
E-Thriller.
That's trying to get the money, trying to secure the
E-Thriller.
bag.
You just told me earlier that Errol Spence is the A side. Terence Crawford is still trying to make his ass equal, and he's not equal to Errol Spence when it comes to
here we go with this
the
shit.
A
Okay,
side.
but if they was really about making the fight though, bro, they could have took that 50 million and said, okay, we'll take them 50 million, but you only get 20 and Errol gets 30 because Errol's the A side. Now, guess what? If they had did that, we would have had a fight. So shut that bullshit down. Listen,
listen,
business is
Bud
closed.
would have said no to that, then guess
hold
what?
up,
I would have been the
hold up,
first
Brim.
one to say he ducked.
Hold up. Do not say if Earl get 30 and Crawford get 20.
That's 60, that's 65, 35, bro.
Terence
Stop.
Crawford Terence, that was the PBC contract. Terence Crawford
No, but
pillow
30
talking
million to
ass.
20 million is
Hold
65,
up, fam.
35, Goofy.
Terence
Let him
Crawford
finish.
pillow talking ass came out and said, I got 25 million for me and I got 25 million for Earl. So shut that shit up you talking about, fam.
Yeah, but that could have easily been negotiated. They could have been able to sit down, but he shut it down before they could even
How could it
negotiate
be
it. Why he shut
negotiated?
it down? Because they ain't trying to think. Because BBC wasn't really trying to make the fucking fight, bro. They do everything in their power to make the fight. No, the thing is they thought Crawford had nothing up and didn't have no other options, and they tried to play him. And then y'all expect him to be all transparent with them when they trying to be fugazi and play him. Please, man, they tried to play him, bro. Just bottom line, they thought they had the upper. They thought they had the upper hand. They thought they thought they could dick him hard and give him the biggest shaft possible. And guess what? They end up getting the wool put on them. But they said we were blindsided. You're blindsided because you're being little assholes and being fuck niggas instead of making the fight. Y'all doing a lot of little funny shit instead of just making the fight happen. Like I said, the thing that turned me around that made me say this is bullshit is that if you can give Ugas, if you can give Danny and Mikey Garcia and Porter a better agree. But listen, let me finish. If you can make a better deal with them, but this is supposed to be the biggest fight of magnitude, and you're supposed to be the pay-per-view star, then you make the fight happen and you set it up properly. They didn't. They fugazi. I see through you, PBC. You a protection plan. Listen, if y'all got a phone, y'all should get a PBC protection plan on your phone. So if it breaks, you can get it covered.
Go get you some tissue and wipe away all your tears.
It ain't no tears. It ain't tears. And well, you know what? Fuck PBC. How about that?
PBC don't give a fuck how you feel. You one nigga out of 8 million.
And guess what? Only 61,000 people gave a fuck
quick,
about Take's fight because of the bullshit they be doing.
Oh, well,
let me catch this real quick. Shout out to True Gritter 402, man. I appreciate that super chat. He said Bud versus EJ at 150.5, no belts, but legacy 2023. And we'll see, bro. We'll see.
Yeah, you can say Ray Glacier. He don't listen. Ray Glacier doesn't like PBC because he had a bad.
He a hater of
no,
PBC,
it ain't because he's a hater. He doesn't like Al Hammond and how Al Hammond. He doesn't like how Al Hammond does.
Hey, bro,
Al Hammond does business. They dealt with each other.
Like 3 or 4 years ago bro, and he always been a hater of PBC. Like the
because he don't
dude
think
just
they're
don't.
good for boxing,
No,
and
listen,
unfortunately, he's
fam.
right.
He just don't like. I think PBC shunned him and or whatever. He said it's a story he said that happened with him and PBC. I can't remember it
There's a
He
story
broke
with
it
him and
down.
Al Heyman
Yeah, he
directly.
broke
I
it
know the
down. He said
story.
it's Al Heyman and Al Heyman only. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, but he
That's
can't.
what he said.
Listen, this the thing right here. You cannot say it's Al Heyman and Al Heyman only when Al Heyman is just one person. It takes two to fucking tango, bro.
Bro, Al Heyman is up here
And when
doing
Crawford
360
had his
deals.
fucking opportunity, he dropped the goddamn ball.
He dropped the
And you
ball. It wasn't
niggas
an
like
opportunity. You mean
E3 and Stephen Brimley won't
no?
hold a
Y'all want
nigga
him. You
accountable.
want him to sign a 360 deal, bro. This ain't the music business, bro. Fuck
Man,
out of
yeah,
here.
yeah. Then you gotta give a little to give a little.
Give a
nigga.
little. You know, he had to give everything. Listen, bro. You want him to join the Illuminati and give up his back end to
Hey,
get the
bro,
fight? Fuck
listen,
out of here.
bro. Hey, he was down there kicking it with Jay-Z, so that's probably a part of his plan anyway.
You goofy as hell.
He throwing up the rock for real. I need to go look at his recent pictures on Instagram and see if I see him throwing up the rock.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Okay,
Man,
well
shout out to my
what,
nigga D-Town, man, for that Cash App donation. I appreciate you, fam.
shout out
Go ahead,
Detail
man.
Blaster, man.
Shout out
Yo,
to my
listen,
nigga D-Town Blaster, man.
you know for a fact PBC is doing business wrong, bro. You know you won't admit it,
Bro,
but you know
do
they're
you
not
know
doing.
for a
You're
fact
not
that
doing good for.
PBC
He's
They're
not gonna
not
admit it
doing
because
good for
Errol
boxing.
Spence is with the PBC. That's
They're
why.
not doing good business
No,
for
do you
boxing.
know for E-Thriller and Brim, do y'all know for a fact PBC is doing business wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
So why is Terence Crawford suing the company he was with in Top Rank?
Because his individual
Was Top
relationship,
Rank doing
his
business?
individual
Hold up.
relationship with Top Rank.
Why
Top Rank ain't perfect.
PBC
I
got
answered
all
this
these
question
fights?
earlier
Hold
today.
up.
You want me to answer it again online?
Go ahead, E3.
Who
I'm
been
about
the
to
only
win.
disgruntled PBC fighter we done seen come out?
IOTBA, do you want me to answer
Adrian
this?
Browner.
Who been the only disgruntled
He's not the
PBC
only one.
fighter?
He's not the only one. Stop
Adrian
pretending.
Who
And
else?
them NDAs they have to sign. That's why you
Who
don't hear
else?
enough
Who
people.
else been disgruntled?
Take
Because
away their
all I
NDA,
see
take
is a
away their
lot of other.
NDAs, and you'll see.
No, I see
Oh,
a lot of PBC
Adrian
fighters happy.
Brown ain't the only one. He ain't the only one.
Who else?
So
Mosquito
did
spray.
Errol
I'll wait.
survive the fights?
Hell, in recent times, Richardson Hitchens was a disgruntled guy on
Richardson
PBC slash make.
Hitchens.
Yeah, Richardson
Don't be
Hitchens.
talking about
Who the
Richardson.
fuck?
Does he
Hold
not
on.
count
Hold
IO?
on. Who the fuck is Richard Hitchens?
Oh my
Al
God.
Heyman. Hold on, let's not forget Al Heyman flat out ruined Peter Quillen's career when he paid him
Ruined
$500,000
this.
to drop his
He
belt,
made Peter Quillen a fucking champion. What the
and he
fuck is
paid
you
him a half
talking
million
about?
to drop, and he paid him $500,000 to drop his belt, and
Bro,
then he
he
got that tight,
made Peter
and then the
Quillen
next fight he
say,
got
bro, say
stopped by
Mosquito Spray,
Jacobs in
stop
what, a
me, bro.
minute and
You
a half
lying
or
to the
so.
audience, man.
I'm not lying
He
to the
made
audience, man.
Peter Quillen became a champion under fucking
Okay,
PBC.
what happened after he
I
became a
don't give a
champion?
fuck what. I don't give a fuck what happened after that. I'm talking about he
This
became a
nigga never
champion
care
on
whenever he
PBC.
goes against his
He
dad.
never cares.
He never cares.
No, I'm saying
PBC
he
is
became.
doing bad.
Hold up, E3. This nigga just made a general. Hold up, E3 Little Black Picasso. Mosquito Spray just made a general statement and said PBC ruined Peter Quillen. PBC made Peter Quillen a fucking champion, E3.
Yeah, they didn't tell him to go in the ring and fucking lose. That was Peter Quinlan's fault.
Man, he dropped his belt though, man. Instead of defending his title, man, he's WO middleweight champion, man, and dropped his belt instead of defending his title.
Hey, E3. Who been the only disgruntled fighter?
And belts bring you more money, bigger paydays, right? You know what I'm saying? From a fighter standpoint, you say it's a business, right? How much money you think Peter Quillen was making on the rest of his career with no belt, man?
You or E-Thriller, the Black Picasso, or Stephen Brimley ain't answer my question. Who been the only disgruntled fighter come out and speak against PBC?
Come out and speak against them?
And say they do bad business. Say they get this.
It's in their contract that they can't talk about Al Heyman.
Bro,
Adrian Broner came out, but he's never spoken bad about him. He just told the truth. He wasn't speaking ill will towards
we
Al
gonna
Heyman.
believe a guy who ain't what he used to be.
That ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China.
Hold up real quick, E-Thriller. You just said Adrian Broner came out and told his truth. We gonna believe a guy who ain't what he used to be, who think he supposed to get them same checks that he used to get when he was hot, that he ain't getting them same checks no more.
Well, he
Now
said
he
he wasn't
big
getting
mad.
paid. He was complaining about not being active. How can you make money when you're not actively fighting, Ayo? That's his occupation.
Did you
What
see
you talking
Adrian
about?
Broner?
How many
You said
fighters
what?
on the shelf? How many fighters did PBC have on the
Did
shelf
you see?
fighting once a year,
This
once
the
every
same
18
Adrian
months?
Broner who had a fight and said he was dropping out because of mental issues. And we talking about he wasn't getting no fight.
But before that, Ayo, he was begging Steven Espinoza and Al Heyman to keep him active, or he was gonna start selling bricks. You don't remember that shit?
Listen. Adrian Broner didn't have that type of demand no more. You niggas missing that.
What does that have to do with him getting a fight?
It makes a lot, bro, because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Yeah, they ain't just go give you a fight because you want it.
Come
You
on
want
now.
one big fish? I'll give you one right now.
Adrian Broner think after this fight against Hank Lundy, if he win, he think he deserve a fight for the 140-pound belt against Regis Prograis.
I got another name for you. Gary Russell Jr.
I said that earlier, bro.
Gary Russell Jr. what?
Was talking about the politics when he couldn't get the Santa Cruz or the Tank Davis fights, and I hate put that. I think he's only fighting once a year.
Hey, listen,
he's coming out fighting
right
mandatory.
Okay, that's 2 fighters. Name me. If you could name me 15 fighters, then you could. I'll give you $2.
15. You said
how about this, Ayo?
No,
you ain't gonna get the 15 because all them NDAs, them non-disclosures, them non-experiment
How
agreements.
do you know it's an NDA out there, bro?
Because the fighters have already mentioned it.
Who?
2 of them.
Who mentioned they got an NDA and they can't say nothing, Brimley? Who said it?
Crickets Brimley?
Hello, Brimley. Who
does GTD stand for? Tommy, I've asked the question, what does GTD stand for? I answered your question.
Tell us where you got this information from.
Big Fish and Ayo.
Nah.
That's the 2 fighters.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, we got you on that one. So, what's next?
Hey, Ayo.
Yeah.
The last 10 pay-per-views that the PBC came out with, how many of them were pay-per-view worthy?
Man, probably none of them.
And PBC doing good business for boxing, though?
No,
let you tell it?
probably none of them. But listen, fam.
But PBC doing good business for boxing, let you tell it, though.
Bro, listen.
Yo, you making me for it.
Hold up, now. I think you need to go check your ass. But look, when you niggas act like I was saying buy Errol Spence versus Ugas. Was Mr. All TBA saying that, or was?
But the thing is, that was a better fight than almost every other fight that was on that came out for the year.
Look
on pay-per-view.
That's not the fight I wanted, though.
Did you say anything about Did you say anything about Martin and Ortiz? Huh? Did you say anything about that? But
no,
you caping for PBC's way of doing business, and I'm telling you, they're doing bad business for boxing. And you can't name me an event that was even worth the money, bro. Make it make sense.
Didn't you have a good night watching Tank Davis and Jerron Boots Ennis, Brimley? Wasn't that a PBC sponsored event? They look like doing pretty. They look like they doing pretty well to me.
That would have been a great card on regular Showtime.
That nigga just did 61,000 pay-per-view buys, Big Fish.
It don't matter. We got to see it great.
That shit was less than Wilder and Hellenius.
It don't matter. We watched a great event that night. That was a good night of boxing.
You can't tell you something, Big Fish. If that's a great night of event, boxing is dead.
Hey, what about him breaking the record at the gate?
Okay.
Talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, we can talk about it. I'm glad you mentioned it. Okay, give me a second, guys, because I did a video on this, and and my channel ain't popping enough yet. I'm still working.
Hey, while you doing that mosquito spray, why it take you 10 minutes to go find out Gary Russell Jr.?
Take me 10 minutes. I'm thinking off the top of my head, man.
Took you 10 minutes to do that, my boy.
Nah, man. Hey, regardless how long it took, I did it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I shut Burnley down on my question, and you shut the fat ass mosquito down on that.
Ain't nobody shut me down because he had to go to 15.
I didn't feel like going through it with you. I let you have that. I just didn't feel like going because it wasn't important enough for me to prove it. So I let you.
Hold on, real quick.
I let you have
spray. Al Heyman couldn't make Leo Santa Cruz fight Gary Russell Jr.
You say he can't make him?
He couldn't make him. And see, you niggas talking
about. I'm glad you said that, Ayok. I got a question for you.
Hold up. You niggas.
Let me finish my point.
You niggas said that Al Heyman just do that with other fighters. It been fighters inside his shit who couldn't get no fight with each other. And I'm just pointing out Leo Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell Jr. That's the one that stands out to me right now.
Yeah, there's been several fights within HOF that he messed up. You know, Russell Tank, Hurd and Charlo. It's been a bunch of fights. You know what I'm saying? He screwed up. But okay, so I'm glad you asked me that. I'm glad you said he said he can't make Santa Cruz fight Russell. And how in the fuck is he making Errol Spence fight Keith Thurman?
What you mean?
Last I checked, Spence went on several Twitter tirades, swearing up and down he would never fight Thurman. So how is he being made to fight Thurman? If he can't make Santa Cruz fight Russell, how is he making Spence fight Thurman?
Look, this the thing right here, fam. Spence brought in 40,000 goddamn people fighting Ugas. How many do you think he's gonna bring in down here fighting Keith Thurman?
That ain't got nothing to do with
them niggas probably fight out in Frisco, man.
Man, I ain't gonna hold up, bro. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing. Answer the question though. If he brought out 40,000 for Ugas, how many you think gonna be in Cowboy Stadium when he fight Keith Thurman?
How many tickets is Jerry Jones gonna buy?
What you mean tickets? Nigga, see that? Look, there y'all go.
Hey, you know they be covering them tickets from Earl, man.
Hey, bro,
let me read the super chat real quick, y'all.
Hold on, listen.
Hold on, let me read this real quick, bro. I'm gonna let you make your point. Shout out to Puncho P, man. I appreciate that support, bro. He said Mayweather is Al Heyman's business partner. Mayweather told us that Crawford and Spence fight was not happening in November. On top of that, Spence was and still is fat and out of shape. Duck. Go ahead, Ayo.
No, this is the one thing about Jerry Jones. E-Thriller, Big Fish, y'all know this. Jerry and E-Thriller, you know Jerry Jones in the business of making money. He ain't in the business of losing no money. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. If you can't bring money into Jerry world, you're not going to be there. Fact or fiction, E3.
That's a fact. Jerry Jones, he's a money man. Go ahead. What's your point?
That was just my point.
Oh, okay.
All right, now I want to answer this question he said about tanking this live gate. See, the thing is, I think we put too much value on the live gate on the superstar because the reason why is because Vinny Panzienza and Toro Gotti and all these other names, they used to do phenomenal live gates, but they wasn't superstars. Live gates just means people come out to see you. That's just good. That allows you to be the cover for your fight. But the making of superstardom is being able to have casual fans pay to watch you on pay-per-view, and then the crossover appeal. It was back in the 80s and 90s and 2000. There was a lot of fighters that did great live gates. They weren't freaking superstars. But now, because people do great live gates, we like to try to prop them up and make them superstars. When sometimes that don't make you nothing but a great club fighter, bro.
If Tank come to your city, is you going to his fight?
Son?
If Tank come to your city, is you going to his fight?
Yeah, but I'll tell you right now, Roy Jones came to my city fighting at 55 years old. I'd come to this fight. So what did I say?
Nah,
because he's a superstar.
Roy Jones your favorite fighter. I just asked you if Tank come to your city and he got a fight there, is you going?
I like Tank, yes.
E-Thriller, if Tank fight, E-Thriller, Big Fish, Mosquito Spray. If Tank fight down here in Dallas, is y'all going?
No.
Who said no?
You got to fight a credible opponent.
Who said no?
E-Thriller, hey,
I'm not paying. Hold on. Let me answer. I'm not paying for parking. I'm not about to buy no clothes to get fly. I'm not buying on I'm not doing that to see Tank fight no fucking cab driver. I'm sorry. I'm not paying for it. I'll watch it at home, stream Empires for $25. So no, I wouldn't go to his fight unless he fights Shakur Haney. Then we talking.
All right, man, you going, man? We gotta leave you thoroughly at the house.
It's about fighting a high quality opponent too, though, bro. That's the thing too. I mean, listen, the reason why Tank ain't a superstar is because PBC has not put him with the right partner like he's supposed to have. He is a star, no doubt about it. Because
superstar.
Didn't Stephen A. Smith say
if Tank was a superstar, he'd be doing 500K. He could do 400K.
Nobody doing that in this climate, Brimley. Didn't you just hear
Anthony Joshua was doing it. Canelo was doing it.
Pay-per-views ain't number $19 in England. Shut up.
Well, then maybe we need to make them $19.99 here too. How about that?
That ain't how the America work.
Well, they better make something work. They better do something.
Just like them 40,000 niggas that watch Spence fight. Who got them tickets for $35?
Yeah, them tickets like $25, bro. Niggas were selling them on the curb on Harry Hines.
Yeah, how much was Spence? How much was the total gate for that Spence Ugas fight?
I don't know.
Was it 7 million?
It was a lot. I promise you that.
Was it 7 or 8 million?
You tripping?
It was probably more than that.
I mean, I don't know.
Whatever 40,000 times 35. So 30. So that's 14 million. It made 14 million.
Man, you crazy, man.
Yeah, I heard.
You thought those tickets were cheaper than the Avenesian fight? You crazy?
Hey, according to my sources, I heard they gave out like 10,000 tickets too.
Yeah, you owe your IO shit right there.
Sources, a very credible source.
Yeah, word to IO on that one.
I'm just saying.
Matter of fact, no, I think that's what that 1.4 million, ain't it? That's 1.4 million. 35,000 times
from Benzino at the source.
40,000 times 35.
Hey, this is another thing Big Fish brought up and made an excellent motherfucking point about this in one of them lives. If Terence Crawford, who y'all say he is, why he ain't on no commercials in Omaha? Why they ain't featuring him in Omaha? Why he ain't been getting featured in
Errol
Omaha?
Spence on commercials in Dallas?
Hold the fuck up, Brim. Why the fuck he ain't been getting featured in Omaha his entire fucking career? Because like Fish said, when a small market like that and you ain't got nothing else going for you and you got a Terence Crawford, if he is who y'all say he was, his own city would have been doing this, but they don't even believe in him.
How do you know that? Do you live in Omaha? I'll tell you. Do you watch commercials in Omaha? Yo, I can't wait till you go to Omaha and they beat your legs in. I'm for real.
Hey, bro, I don't know any boxer in today's climate that's getting commercials.
Bro, we don't see Terence Crawford doing nothing. We see Errol Spence at the Big 12 championship.
No. Let's stick with commercials.
Making a Big 12 championship
like
that's the
power
broker move. You a whole ass nigga for that.
He did the coin flip. He was invited to special guest.
Where was the game at, Big Fish? Where was the game at? Where was the Big 12 championship played? Where's it always played? Exactly.
Of course, he gonna go to the game.
Hold up. Okay, so
that nigga is a star in Dallas. That's it.
Why they didn't bring out Donald Curry? Why didn't they bring Donald Curry out there?
Because Donald Curry is a retired old fighter at this point now.
Nah,
listen, Errol Spence is the same thing as Terence Crawford. The only thing he got going for him is Dallas, bro. If he was from Omaha, he'd be the same thing.
A white man can see motherfucking Errol Spence at Raising Cane's and wouldn't say 2 words to him.
Hey, hold up. Hey, Fish.
Don't nobody know that nigga, bro.
Hey, Fish, you made another great. Since they want to talk about Errol Spence and him being at the Cowboys game flipping the coin, like Fish made this point to me. I ain't know volleyball was a big thing down there in Omaha, but I do know they have the College World Series down there. Why Terence Crawford ain't a part of that?
They don't.
He got his own street.
Why you asking
He got to get
stupid ass
commercials. He got
questions,
to get
Io? How
billboards.
about that? Why you
man.
asking stupid ass questions that don't
Why
have
he in
no?
the?
Say this
He
real
Terence
quick.
Crawford, right?
Because Terence
Hey,
Crawford is just a fighter, bro.
Hey,
Listen,
no, he was
if you
supposed to be a
follow,
part
look
of
at
stuff
Terence
like
Crawford.
that.
Terence Crawford is a stoic individual. He's serious. He's not. I mean,
Yeah, that's why
his
he's serious
yeah,
ass
that's why
stuff.
he
Wait a
Like
on
he
minute. Hold on.
cussing
serious.
Hold on.
out
Hold on.
just
So
a
let me ask
mustard
y'all this.
seed.
Io, in all seriousness, and Big Fish, everybody on the panel, have we ever seen Floyd Mayweather on commercials?
Floyd Mayweather he wasn't a marketable person because of his history with the out the ring
That's
issues,
not true. That's not true, Big Fish. That's not
and
true.
he didn't take endorsements. Hey,
Yeah,
why
he
you
didn't take.
talking about?
He didn't take endorsement because he wanted to do things. But he had his face on the Rio casino out in Vegas. That's what he had. It had pictures
Yeah,
at home
people
of the
weren't
champ.
touching Floyd
But
Mayweather. He Thriller, stop it.
No, but that's
but
my point, bro. You're
yeah,
not
yeah.
listening to what I'm saying.
His point is Mayweather was the biggest superstar in boxing at the time,
Exactly.
and he didn't have no fucking
He
commercials.
wasn't
So
even getting no commercials, bro.
why y'all trying to act like Crawford supposed to have something or whatever the case
Nigga,
may be? You know what I'm
Canelo ain't
saying?
even doing no fucking
Hold up,
commercials.
E3. I know you just didn't say that shit. Talking about this Floyd Mayweather have some fucking commercials, nigga. That's Floyd fucking Mayweather.
Yeah,
He
but
didn't need no commercials, nigga.
the point
They
is
doing
he
it
to
as
combat
dynamic
that
as they
bullshit you talking
come,
about
bro.
with Bud Crawford had not doing commercials in Omaha like you in Omaha watching TV or something. You's a goofy ass nigga for some of the shit you be saying, bro. Listen,
Hey, can I have the floor real quick, E Thriller, so I can talk about this pecking order real quick?
Yeah,
you
go ahead,
you out the
Fish, before
water
you
now.
wrap
Go
it
ahead, get
up,
the
man.
floor.
We've been on for 3.5 hours. Go ahead, Fish.
Okay, the pecking order of importance in Nebraska's sports landscape. The Nebraska Cornhuskers football team is number one.
No, it's not.
After that, you crazy, Bramley. I lived up there. I know what I'm talking about.
That's when they was good. They ain't good no more.
Number two is the Nebraska women's volleyball team. Then somewhere after that, Terence Crawford. That boy is
Okay,
not
so
important.
You
Boy is
said
not
that.
important in Nebraska.
Okay. Let's go now. Let's go to Dallas.
The order in
The
Dallas.
Cowboys. We got the
That's the
Cowboys.
biggest. That's the
Dallas
biggest
Mavericks.
franchise in the world.
The Dallas Mavericks.
Let him make his point. Go
The
ahead,
Dallas
Mosquito.
Stars.
Then the Mavericks, the Stars, the Texas fucking Rangers.
Yep.
Errol Spence is number 5 or fucking 6. So shut the fuck up,
Terence
cocksucker.
Crawford. Errol Spence is number 10 out of 12.
Shit.
Hell of a
Hey,
fucking
let's
Texas
go to
Longhorns.
let's go to the pecking order at
Texas
top
Tech.
rank. Lomachenko, Andre Ward, Tyson Fury, Mikey Garcia.
Andre Ward on top rank.
Goofball.
You see how ridiculous you sound?
Yo, go jump back in the water, big fish, man. You tripping. You don't do good above ground on the ground.
Yeah,
Get back in the water.
Goddamn farm raised cat.
Bob Wright don't know shit about boxing. So
Shakur Stevenson. Is he on top rank, motherfuckers?
He is, but Andre Ward.
That nigga said Andre Ward.
Well, the bitch act like he on top rank as much caping he be doing for Crawford.
Call him a farm raised cat.
Big fish, man. I'm gonna give you a pass, bro. We've been on for 3.5 hours.
Well, fuck y'all. All three of y'all fat.
Hey man, let's go ahead and wrap the show up, fellas. I'm tired as hell. I gotta wake up at 5 in the morning, man. Closing thoughts, man. The unbiased fan Brimley. Talk to me, man. Closing thoughts.
Listen, it was fun being with you guys. Y'all foolish, man. Listen, even though we be beefing and difference in on this boxing shit, it's really enjoyable to talk with y'all. But Aya, you gotta cut the bullshit out. I'm telling you, we gonna take your ass to Omaha, bro, because they're gonna beat your legs in. I can't wait to see that shit. You be wildin'. You be disrespectful on Omaha. But end of the day, man, I'm pretty much past the Crawford and Spence fight if it happens. Hoorah! But I'm not expecting it to happen at this point. So I'm looking for all these other fights, the Inoues and Cool Boy. Hopefully, Al Heyman don't do the same fuck shit to keep that fight from happening. The Better Beeve and the Bivals and the Usyk and Furies, and some of the other fights that hadn't happened. Maybe we'll get Wilder and Joshua later on down the year. I'm focused on the other fights at this point now. I mean, we'll still talk about this shit just because it is what it is, but at this point, the writing's on the wall. Yep. That's exactly, you said it. The writing's on the wall, man. So I appreciate you, E3, man. Keep painting the pictures, keep telling the truth, and we're gonna let Ayo come on here always and tell these bullshit ass lies, but we love you anyway. God bless everybody. Shout out to the panel, shout out to the chat, and y'all have a good one.
Already, man. Appreciate you, Brim. Make sure y'all go sub up to the Brim Reaper, man. All right, man. Closing thoughts going out to my big brother Mosquito Spray, aka Eddie Atlas, aka the Human Boxing Encyclopedia. Closing thoughts, man.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on. I had a good time, man. A couple of good laughs, things, man. Yeah, like I said, more the status quo, man. I'm bypassing Spencer Crawford thing too. I don't believe they want to fight the man. They're gonna do everything they can to make him not take the bullshit they put in front of him.
Yep.
On another note, man, on a positive note, one fight I'm really interested in is coming up on the 28th, man. B Evan Yard fight. I think it's gonna be a good one. I'm really interested in that fight. And we still got some good things happening in boxing, regardless of the bullshit, man. Everybody just take it light, be safe, man. I like subscribe, become part of the Wolf Pack, man. Keep this thing going, man. Everybody take it light.
Appreciate you, Mosquito. Is that gonna be on ESPN Plus?
I'm not sure. I have to check, but
Okay.
yeah, it's supposed to be not this weekend, but next weekend. I got to see what it's on. I think maybe because B fought on ESPN last time, so it might be on something like that.
You right. I appreciate you, fam. All right, man. Going out to IOTBA Boxing Talk. Closing thoughts, my brother.
Hey, man, shout out to E-Thriller, the Black Picasso, bro. I appreciate you bringing me on. Salute to the whole panel who was on here tonight. Salute to everybody that's in the chat, man. Y'all keep rocking with E-Thriller, the Black Picasso. Over here, this is real as it gets. And shout out to the entire Wolf Pack. Y'all know how we coming.
Appreciate you, man. Make sure y'all go sub up to the Spit Bucket Podcast and IOTBA Boxing Talk, man. And last but not least, going out to my motherfucking brother in real life, General Big Fish. Take us home, man.
Yeah, E-Thriller, this was a fun night, man. Boxing Talk, man. I appreciate you for having me on as always. And I want to say special shout out to our other right brother Q. He ain't come on the panel tonight, man, but shout out to you, man. And just the last thing I got to say to Brimley, man, you got us fucked up, man. We go protect IO legs at all costs, man. We ain't gonna let that happen to IO legs, man. That's all I got, man.
Already, man. Shout out to everybody that pulled up on your boy E-Thriller on the panel. Shout out to everybody in the Wolf chat. Shout out to everybody that hit the like button. Shout out to the motherfuckers that didn't hit the like button. My like's still not adding up, but it's all good. Shout out to the playback gang. Shout out to everybody that sent me a super chat, a cash app, drop a comment, and let me know if you enjoyed the show. And hold on, let me read this last super chat. Shout out to my nigga Cayman, man. I appreciate it. He said Ayo walked right into that shot, fell for the body feint. Already, man. Yeah, we was getting it in tonight, man. But once again, shout out to everybody, and we are gone. Holla.
Yo, what's up? This is B-Hop. I like to say, what's up, man? E-Thriller, the Black Picasso. What's going on? This is a champ, the Hall of Famer. Respect, the undisputed. Yeah.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
The Black Picasso cleaning up the sport of boxing, speaking facts over the gossip, haters all up in the comments. I ain't here to be liked, but smash that like and noti button. We don't sugarcoat nothing, just healthy boxing discussions. E-Thriller, painting these pictures oh so vivid, applying Duke Coach K, that straight full court pressure. Only God could judge me, so tell these chumps ducking smoke. Remember one thing that the boxing guys don't like, ugly. Shut out Big Fish and everybody that joins the panel. For all my new supporters, sub to the channel. Like Floyd say, it's easy work. That bait jab with that left hook send them straight to sleep. Experts, we the experts. We never sugarcoat. Tune in to Black Picasso. Sit back, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.